The Alabama Gazette. Honest, informative, trustworthy, your conservative alternative newspaper. Real local news from real local people. The Alabama Gazette, they are most worthy of your support. Pro-life, pro-family, pro-America. 356-6700. Give them a call. The Alabama Gazette, the people's paper.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Hold on to your butts.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
You know, they used to say Abraham Lincoln got the worst press. I said there's no way he got worse than me.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Hey, mister, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a feller in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Welcome into News and Views. Folks, the speech we love needs no protection. The speech we hate does. The government has no authority to evaluate speech. As the framers understood, all persons have a natural right to think as we wish and to say and publish whatever we think. Even hateful, hurtful, and harmful speech is protected speech. Now, those are just some of the words of the op-ed last week from my guest joining us now, as tradition on Tuesday, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, how are you today?
I'm great, Joey. My friend, how are you? Thank you for the generous quotations from my column.
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing great. And I've been on this kick lately of, it seems like not just the right to conscience and speech is under assault, but the very concept that I think is broader than politics of dignity and honor. It seems like everything's being caught up in this political maelstrom. Do you think the attack on that freedom of speech, which underlying the First Amendment is the freedom of conscience, is really leading us to this place where we're almost dehumanizing one another? Just listen to the right or the left. It seems like we're going down a road that's worse than even the worst politics.
Well, what troubles me is along the lines of what troubles you, Joey, and that is an effort to get people to conform. I mean, you're about to see a barrage of lawsuits from people who were fired from their jobs because they spoke out in defense of the Palestinian people. And you're about to see a barrage of lawsuits from college students whose right to associate was disbanded because that association was perceived as being contrary to the wishes of the government of Israel. So these are dangerous. These are perilous. I say perilous times because my friend Jeff Stone, who's First Amendment expert at the University of Chicago Law School, has written the classic book on this. It's about 7 or 8 years old now. It's 1,000 pages long, called Perilous Times. And in it, he catalogs, this is all post 9/11, but pre-October 7th, obviously, catalogs all the efforts by the government to punish speech or look the other way when speech is punished. Remember, the Bill of Rights not only keeps the government out of the business of speech, but it imposes an affirmative obligation on the government to protect free speech. So the campus of Columbia University or Princeton University or private places, they accept hundreds of millions in federal funds, which requires them generally and loosely to abide by the Bill of Rights. They happen to be located in states, Columbia in New York, Princeton and New Jersey that have public accommodations laws. And the public spaces of college campuses are defined as public accommodations. And those public accommodations laws impose an affirmative obligation to protect the freedom of speech. So can students be punished because they express a view contrary to orthodoxy? No. Oh, President of the University of Pennsylvania just lost her job because she failed to support the government of the state of Israel sufficient to satisfy her biggest donors. So these are perilous times when speech can be punished, coerced, sidelined, or evaluated.
And it's a real shame, frightening to see, though, as you laid out in your op-ed last week, this is nothing new in American history, especially in times of crisis, from the founding generation to the Civil War to Woodrow Wilson to even FDR and other modern instances. It seems like our history is constantly violating the ideals we pretend to uphold.
You know, one of the greatest examples of that is the Alien and Sedition Acts of 1798, which made it a crime to criticize the government of John Adams. Well, what had just happened in France? They cut the king's head off. And who was good buddies with a lot of these revolutionaries in France? Thomas Jefferson. And what was he? The vice president, but he was aiming to run against Adams again. You know, they didn't speak president and vice president because in those days, everybody ran for president. Whoever finished first was president. Whoever finished second became vice president. Imagine that in the modern era. Hillary and Donald together, but whatever. They enacted this statute to prohibit criticism of the government because they feared Jefferson's buddies would foment another revolution here. The same generation, in some cases, the same human beings that had just written, voted on, and ratified Congress shall make no law abridging the speech, in fact, did that, had Congress enact laws that abridged the freedom of speech. And that statute didn't go away until Jefferson was elected president and the anti-federalists, the small government people, took over Congress. And on the eve of their taking over Congress, the Federalists and John Adams repealed the Alien and Sedition Acts because they thought it might be used against them. Even though the people who took over the government in place of them really did believe in the freedom of speech. Crazy.
It is crazy. Again, folks, we're talking to Judge Andrew Napolitano. You can always go to judgenap.com or just check out his podcast, Judging Freedom. In particular, it was Professor Jeffrey Sachs you talked to yesterday. I really enjoyed that interview in particular. And it brings up one question about you asked him, and I kind of want to ask you, this idea of the indispensable nation. Lately, President Biden's been bandying that about. But where does this idea seem to come from in American history? Because to me, it seems antithetical to the founders' foreign policy in particular, or say a John Quincy Adams. When did this shift happen to where liberty now means we have to essentially dominate the world militarily?
You know, this is all a post-World War II phenomenon, and it is the result of a perfect storm of the creation of the security state, the CIA, and all the other alphabet-lettered entities in the federal government that spy on us. A belief that we needed a standing army that's bigger than anybody else's, a belief that was prevalent after World War II. And some very amiable, non-threatening, even lovely statements from Ronald Reagan, like we should be a city on a hill. All of that combined in the George W. Bush administration right after 9/11 to promulgate this argument that we are the essential country, we're the only ones that defend against wrong, we're the only ones that promote democracy. It was all a farce. We promote what our own interests. We don't spread democracy. We spread violence and destruction. Just take a look at Iraq and Afghanistan. But the idea has stuck. Donald Trump used it, but Joe Biden has used it more than anybody else. His favorite phrase is, we are the essential nation. We are not. We are not the biggest. We are not the richest. We are not the most powerful, and nobody wants to listen to us anymore because all we seem to be doing is killing people.
And it really worries me that our sense of collective will, the government wraps itself in the sense of the collective will of the people and all the values of the nation. It seems we're forgetting that God didn't stop endowing rights once you drew these borders. Like, he didn't stop at the border. And I kind of want to dig a little bit into your philosophy, because you make a lot of points that I think some conservatives might not understand where you're coming from. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want to characterize it too much. But when you see whether it's a Palestinian or it's a person living in China or Iran or Iraq or Yemen or Mexico or the United States, they're all children of God, right?
Well, they're all children of God, and their rights come from God, and their rights are not determined by where their mothers were physically located when they came out of the womb. So I've asked a lot of my people a very simple question. Does Prime Minister Netanyahu believe that all men are created equal? That's the linchpin of the Declaration of Independence, and every one of them has said, no, he does not. Does the Israeli government believe that all persons are created equal? No, they do not. They believe the Palestinians are some sort of subhuman. One of the deputy mayor of Jerusalem even suggested mass, this will make people lose their lunch, but I'm going to say it anyway, mass burying people alive. Just and did Joe Biden criticize that? No. Did you hear this? Anybody criticize it in the United States? I mean, people in government who take an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, which includes the Ninth Amendment, which includes the recognition of natural rights, really don't believe that they should follow that oath, because they believe that that freedom is like a water faucet and the government can turn it on or turn it off depending upon how the times are. The Constitution was written exactly to oppose that.
Yeah, and it's in a second I'm going to share my own opinion piece that I have out today. And the idea, I'm taking focus on DEI and the woke sort of thing, is I think it's just the latest awful form of collectivism from the left. But it reminds me, not to get too like we're doing Bible study here, but the parable of the workers in the vineyard. The last shall be first and the first shall be last, that it isn't salvation and isn't a collective thing necessarily. Even the worst person, like the thief on the cross, can still go to paradise, along with somebody who, say, spread the religion like a St. Paul. But it seems today everybody's counting on or banking on the collective identity to be their salvation, and even worse, a collective identity that is a function of politics. And it seems like we're missing that sacred individual more and more. And I think this is the deeper reason why we're losing things like the freedom of speech, why it's constantly violated. We sort of give in to, for the sake of the group, we have to, treat others like they're not children of God.
So, I agree with you 100% on that. If you want to read the best book ever written on this, it's Hans Hermann Hoppe, Democracy, the God That Failed, which is an obliteration of the concept of collectivism, the thought that we need to be in a collective to protect us is also phony. I can protect myself with an insurance policy and with the insurance company being on the hook for my property and my safety a lot more effectively than I can from a government which can steal from me and lie to me.
Right. Well, and I have read Hoppe, that book, and many others. I've never been invited to the whole Turkish thing, his house, or however he does that thing.
Well, don't feel bad. I know him, and I've never been invited.
That is, I think, a great recommendation. But I think sometimes I'm just being brutally honest here. I have trouble at times believing the faith I was raised in. But the more I see the way the world's going, I find myself reading scriptures more and more. And not in a way to thump it or to demonize anybody else, but it seems to be the only language that seems to make sense of all this craziness going on right now. And I think if we lose those deeper ideals, politics ain't going to solve this.
Well, the New Testament, has some radical ideas in there. The maker of the world was a man who chose to live among us. and who still can inhabit our hearts and love people through us. This is radical stuff. But it provides great consolation in dark times for the reason we were put on earth, which was to know, love, and serve God and to enjoy his glory in heaven forever. And the only way we do that is by understanding the scriptures. If you're in a society or of a mentality where you can't understand it, you still can discern right from wrong. So Bram Stoker, the Irish writer who wrote Dracula, which, by the way, was a failure in his life. And after he died, sold, you ready for this? Have I told you this story? 250 million copies.
Wow.
Is walking through a London park one day, and he sees 3 nuns escorting about 10 little children. I guess they're students at a Catholic school. This is before the American Civil War, so this is a long time ago. I don't even know if Catholicism was legal in England at the time, whatever. And he sees a dog attacking a one-winged pigeon. And a 5-year-old bolts from the line with the nuns to save the pigeon from the dog. Now, where did that 5-year-old get the instinct to do the right thing, to save a pigeon from a dog? And he speculates it came from the earliest inclinations of knowing right from wrong, which is the natural law, which is embedded in our hearts.
Amen. Amen, sir. And on that note, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I assume we are off next Tuesday. It's the day after Christmas.
Yes, sir. We are.
Okay.
But I wanted to say Merry Christmas to you before that actual day arrived. And, if you want to pick it up a different day next week, or we can wait as we kind of get close to the new year here. But
well, we'll probably be on next. I hate to say this, but it's only 2 weeks from today, and the Christmas holidays are over, and it's the new year. I hate to say it because everybody loves this time of year, but it's really only 2 weeks long.
And what a year we got ahead of us. My goodness.
God only knows what's coming. Supreme Court's going to tell us on January 5th whether or not they will fast track the government's appeals on whether the president can be prosecuted after he leaves office for alleged crimes allegedly committed while he was in office.
Well,
That's
right out the
bang.
gate.
That's the bang with which 2024 is going to start off, and it's going to get louder from there on.
Well, we shall see in the fullness of time. I appreciate you, Judge. I really do. And
I love you, Joey. I love our time together. I love your audience, and I hope we can continue doing it next year.
Oh, and congratulations on 250,000 subscribers, breaking that number on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. On the same day, we also reached 500,000 Twitter followers.
Wow.
So the message of freedom and peace and the primacy of the individual over the state is getting out there.
Amen. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, my man. All the best. God love you.
Likewise. God bless. Again, Judge Andrew Napolitano, folks. Not to jump in too heavy there, but we tend to do that. Eddie, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right.
Riding the sugar buzz.
You riding the sugar buzz?
Yeah.
Turn it a little more and then lean it down there a little bit. Wait, what do you mean sugar buzz?
Well, as you were doing a little mild flexing on how you were working out this morning, Jay came in with a box of fresh donuts.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been, because I was moving last week,
yeah,
and it was the holidays,
yeah,
my Give-A-Damn broke, so I was eating all sorts of stuff, eating way too much. It's like, yeah, I had dinner at 5, but I still want a hamburger and fries at 8.
Yeah, well, that's
right,
normal.
Right. So I wasn't going to the gym because I was moving stuff.
Yeah.
And so I finally got in there today, did a really fast mile on the elliptical, and then did a true back squat workout.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't done that in a while. Well, it's not that heavy, but heavy enough. And I'm sitting there doing that, and the attendant I had my earphones in, like, the plugs in. I was listening to some, like John 5, some heavy metal thing, playlist. And she says something, I can't hear it. So I tap the, what did you say? She goes, that's the sexiest thing I've seen in a long time. Like, me squatting with 245? You'd get out more, lady.
Oh, it was a lady. Cool. Even better.
So as I'm trying to tell this story, Jay walks in. And he goes, here's a box of donuts from Sam W.
Yeah.
And he also gave us not just the Krispy Kreme box, but these hats. Yeah.
I had to take off my headphones, but I'm rocking this hat, baby. Rocking it.
Here, let me take off the headphones here. Folks, you can always watch us on YouTube. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We ain't Judge Napolitano by any means, but...
No, but I bet he would appreciate one of these Krispy Kreme donuts.
I don't know. These kind of look like, from this angle in the cameras, dunce caps.
My first cap I had.
Like you're in the right corner. You're in the right back corner of the class. I'm in the back left of the class.
Been there before. They just didn't make me wear a hat.
Did you have to get a beating every once in a while? Be smarter. Be smarter.
No, that part didn't work. It was just hush. Hush.
Hush. How about this? We got to hit a break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. I stopped by there yesterday. Got a quick blood draw.
Good deal.
And, they really are amazing there at Montgomery Men's Health, especially if you're constantly feeling tired. Like I told them after they tested my testosterone the first time.
Yeah.
Like, you feel all right? I'm like, I always feel like crap. And I had thought, that's life.
Right.
I'm just getting older.
Exactly.
Like I'm stressing out too much. Maybe I need to do all these things. And then to realize, no, your testosterone's really low. No wonder you don't have the energy. No wonder you don't have the mental clarity. No wonder your sleep patterns are off.
Yeah.
No wonder you're never in the mood. Actually, that kind of never went away. But it's increased since I've been doing these treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health. Folks, they do have treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change your life.
Definitely.
It's changed mine. You are going to feel better gains in the gym.
Brother.
That's right, brother. Improved sleep patterns, higher energy throughout the day, mental clarity, and you might even notice an increased sex drive.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Joey.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
So call up Montgomery Men's Health today. Make an appointment, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com and be sure to tell them you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. I think I see through the window there Dr. Stuart Tankersley.
Yeah, I'm going to go get him on my way to get a donut.
All right.
I'll be back in a minute.
More News and Views after the break.
Know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. It's true, rates aren't as low as they have been for the past couple of years, but there are still many homeowners that could benefit from refinancing their current mortgage. There are a lot of things in life that are out of our control, but your mortgage rate is not one of them. If you currently have an adjustable rate mortgage, then you owe it to yourself to give us a call.
Adjustable rate mortgages make sense for some people in stable markets, but in this wild, ever-changing rate environment, it only makes sense to secure a fixed interest rate. A fixed interest rate will give you the peace of mind that your rate is locked. Your rate will not be subject to change with the political and economic tides.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can personalize your term. We offer 8-year to 30-year mortgages and everything in between. Grab your mortgage statement and give us a call.
Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
Hunting season is here. It's time for you to get on over to Prattville Farm Center. Here's Randy to tell you all that he's got on the shelf for you to buy.
We got some good deals. We have seed mixes from WMS, Pennington, Kelly Seed. We have every kind of seed you could possibly want. So y'all come on down here and we'll get them green fields planted. By the way, if you need sprayer parts for your equipment, we got that too. Come on down. 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, 365-5400, 365-5400.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your local Roto-Rooter. The Tears family extends best wishes to all those in the River region this holiday season. Don't let plumbing issues turn your celebrations into a lump of coal. Roto-Rooter is a phone call or a click away for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 272-7130, or online at rotorooteralabama.com. And remember,
call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter, Roto-Rooter.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
The fall sale is on, and there's never been a better time to upgrade your floors. During Prattville Carpet's biggest sale of the year, find deep discounts on Mohawk flooring for every room in your home, plus interest-free financing with approved credit. Get new floors before the holidays with huge discounts. Visit PrattvilleCarpet.com or call 285-8117 today.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Don't miss new deals every day during Lowe's 25 Days of Deals. Get up to 50% off select tools and accessories. Plus, bring home a Werner 4-foot fiberglass stepladder, now just $29.98. And get same-day delivery for eligible in-stock items when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows deals every day. Valid through 12/20 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hey, you're up next. Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. Yeah, Gumtown John, it did happen. I'm just trying to tell a truthful story here, and everybody's questioning my integrity. A lady said that watching me squat with weight was sexy. I think she was just being nice, though, because there are mirrors in there. I could see it, and I don't know if you could characterize anything in that way. But this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing, and they're at Cole Plumbing. James and the team are ready to help you out with, of course, all sorts of standard plumbing problems. You got a clogged drain.
Right.
Please stop pouring all those chemicals down
you don't
there.
want to do that.
Yeah, like one cap of Drano, if it works and fix the problem. Okay, it worked. It fixed the problem. If you pour the whole bottle, you're going to destroy your pipes and probably not even solve the clog there. They can also help you out at Cole Plumbing with, let's say, low water pressure. Maybe you need to run a new water line or upgrade to a tankless water heater system. And of course, for those big jobs, for those emergency jobs, when you have a burst pipe inside or outside your home, they understand time is of the essence, and they have this proprietary pipelining technology that allows them with minimal discomfort to you and your home. That means they're not going to tear out a bunch of drywall, dig up a huge hole in your yard. They can get the job done with precision and expertise. So y'all check out Cole Plumbing today. You can always go to coleplumbing.com or give them a call at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Oh, well said, Eddie.
Thank you.
Is that right here, S-Bait or one? Is that your betrothed?
Well, yes, that is.
Okay, she must have just saying OMG.
She can't believe it was a chick either.
Yeah, well, y'all continue to think less of me. Anyway, welcome to the show. We have right across the desk from me, Dr. Stuart Tankersley. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Now, I messaged you because you brought to my attention,
Right.
We've been talking about the retirees from the city of Montgomery, and that's going to go on tonight at the city council meeting. But there's another issue that's recently come to your attention. Tell the folks about it.
Yeah, right over here. I think I've never worked downtown, but I think that's a pretty major business thoroughfare. I would think the next biggest in town would be Carmichael Road right through here. It's very busy during especially rush hours with the schools and everything. And it looks like with the vagrancy that's going on down toward the Eastern Bypass that it might move further west because there is a company that's looking to put a liquor store here right on the corner where the Trinity Boulevard and Carmichael Road are. And I don't think that would be as bad as derelict as the things look right now. I don't think that would be good for the remaining businesses and certainly for the schools that are just down the street.
Wait, this gas station, like near the station, this gas station right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's an awful idea.
It's an awful idea.
We know what it looks like if you go to Ann Street, one exit down.
Okay, so
well, I mean, one of the stores on Ann Street is nicknamed the Murder Mart. I mean, everybody knows that.
Right.
And I don't think we have enough police coverage right now to kind of open up another can of worms over here.
Is this what they meant by the lower your expectations?
Well, that seems to be the way it's going.
Yeah.
It seems to be the way it's going.
Now, what can we do about it?
Well, hopefully the city councilman will.
Whose
will block
district is it?
C.C. Calhoun's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And CC's a reasonable
Yeah,
enough
very
fellow,
reasonable.
so I think you could be talked with there. Yeah, because when you first texted me, and then I thought, I'm like, wait, they want a liquor store in there? That would no, not next to all those motel, hotel, whatever you got right there.
Right.
I think that's going to create a lot of problems, and there's still a lot of businesses and residential areas right there. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
It would lower the value of this area
Yeah.
dramatically and very quickly, because the first couple of incidents that start happening, your folks are going to be moving out. Your businesses are going to be looking elsewhere.
Right.
And honestly, a lot of them are struggling right now. Why make it worse?
Yeah, and you know, every other day I drive down to Carmichael, and it seems like somebody's walking in the middle of the road. And, that certainly wouldn't diminish with a liquor store right there.
Certainly.
Now, you've been watching not just Alabama politics, national politics, but Montgomery for a while.
Yeah.
And what do you think of this issue of the change of health coverage for retirees? That's going to be a big issue tonight at the council meeting.
I don't know what that, from what I read is, maybe y'all have gone over this, but what it sounds like is Reed wants to do something with the retirees' benefits with what they already have. Is he going to change it or something?
It's already been changed. It was changed in September in the budget. And I think what is the Administrator Amwise?
Something like that.
And then it's like healthcare will now be United American, and also your script plans will be United American, and then
dental
Emeritus
changes.
for dental.
Yeah.
And the retirees are saying, wait, y'all just made this change in September. You didn't let us know till October that this was happening. And we were promised back when Todd Strange tried to do this in 2018 that we wouldn't lose Blue Cross Blue Shield. We even said we'll pay more out of our own pocket to keep Blue Cross Blue Shield because we don't want to lose doctors. We don't want to be out of network, these sorts of things. So they're claiming at the city, hopefully it's just a lack of communication. They're claiming at the city that if your doctor accepts Medicare, you should be fine. You're still in network. But I don't know. It seems to me like people were just not told. They decided to make the choice. They decided to ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not surprised by that.
And the question ultimately is why did they do it and who's making the money from it, right?
Right.
That's always my thing, especially with anything like this. Follow the money. It usually takes all of 5 minutes of looking and go, oh, well, there you go.
Well, and the city claims it's a cost-saving measure for them. One of the few cities that does that for retirees.
Isn't also one of the things, though, it's retirees, there's something in there, too, like it's retirees that are already been on the retirement program for a while. It's not all, I don't think it's all
No,
retirees.
it's 65 plus.
Right. So
folks who have
now you've
access to
taken a
Medicare.
select of your retirees, the ones that probably need the...
It's 800 or something people.
Yeah, the ones that need it the most, and kind of putting them that much closer to, well, the wolves.
Yeah, it opens up all sorts of things. Like, okay, how when you're beholden to a political entity or even a big corporation. Your benefits can go out the window despite promises. But it just reminds me of how screwed up the healthcare system is.
Amen.
In this country.
It certainly has been exposed the last 4 years.
Oh, my goodness, it has. Now, we got to hit a break, but if you got time, you brought to my attention this Dr. Fauci clip on the BBC, and so we'll play that when we come back.
This would be my question before we get to it. What would people's approach be toward Fauci had he said this 4 years ago? Had he been on BBC or wherever saying this? And then would our confidence in him be as high going in as low as it is now?
Good question.
More news and views in the afternoon. More with Dr. Stuart Tankersley when we come back.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster.
Hey man, what's happening?
Now, I understand you radio people move a lot, is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money?
Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man.
Your money man?
With the money plan.
I see.
So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know?
I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest.
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
And he has a website at retirewithernest.com.
Hey, you're on top of it today, man.
I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting.
Yes. I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air.
Why were you taken off the air?
Too much foul language, man.
Oh, my.
So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Some mixed news for the beleaguered housing market. Building permits fell 2.5% last month, while housing starts rose 14.8%. That followed a 0.2% increase in starts in October. Shares of United States Steel have been flying high following word of plans by Japan's Nippon Steel to purchase U.S. Steel in a $14 billion plus cash deal. Finding that speed is of the essence when it comes to delivering those holiday gifts you ordered, big retailers, including Walmart and Target, are investing in ways to shorten delivery times. They're also looking to better compete with Amazon, which has set the standard for lightning-fast shipping. Wall Street appears to be on a roll at year's end. The benchmarks opened higher this morning, adding to recent gains. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. We've got a chilly day ahead of us and a couple of cold nights, but temperatures will moderate later in the week. Today, sunshine, breezy, cold, raw for December. High temperature barely up to about 50. That breeze will make it seem colder. Clear skies, cold tonight, low in the upper 20s. Still way below normal tomorrow with a high around 55. More sunshine on Wednesday. Upper 20s again on Wednesday night. I think we'll be near 60 Thursday, lower 60s on Friday with more sun, and the risk of showers will start to creep back into the forecast over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you once again for voting ASE the best credit union and best mortgage company in Central Alabama's Reader's Choice Awards. We're honored to serve our members for 69 years and counting.
ASE Credit Union, your life, your goals, your ASE.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to join the conversation. Again, we have Dr. Stuart Tankersley in the studio with us. And, Doc, you were saying that this happened like last week. It's a BBC interview?
Yeah.
And for folks who missed it, what would be the preface? What should folks think about before we play this?
Well, this BBC reporter, she is fawning over him. He is, it's just gross how this journalist is, but treating him and, being so deferential to him. But they're walking through Georgetown where he is currently employed, and they look at the chapel over there. Georgetown's a Catholic university. Mm-hmm. And they look at the chapel, and he says, "Oh, yeah, that's where I was married." And then she asks, "Why aren't you in church?"
Well,
he gives, the classic answer.
Let's listen in.
Greens unless somebody comes, and that's
where we're picking up. He's talking about how I don't have any privacy anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I can't go to Walgreens and get toothpaste.
My wife is particularly disturbed by the lack of privacy that we have.
Look, the toll of your career isn't what's being paid by your wife.
The threats against my wife and my kids are almost equal to against me. By the way, there's Dahlgren Chapel where Chris and I were
That's
were
where
married.
you were married, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Do you still go there?
No.
You don't practice
No,
anymore, do you?
I don't, no.
Why?
A number of complicated reasons.
Go on. We have a whole corridor.
First of all, I think my own personal ethics on life are, I think, enough to keep me going on the right path.
Wow.
And I think that there are enough negative aspects about the organizational church that you're very well aware of. I'm not against it. I identify myself as a Catholic. I was raised, I was baptized, I was confirmed, I was married in the church. My children were baptized in the church. But as far as practicing it, it seems almost like a pro forma thing that I don't really need to do.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of. That had we heard that statement 4 years ago, would he have been in charge of our country the last 4 years? I would have hoped not.
Hope not.
But it's clearly for him to throw the Catholic Church under the bus or the organized church under the bus, when what he has done and demonstrated is his leadership of the industry, the medical industrial complex. He has been one of the kings of it, and he has destroyed so much of the integrity of our profession. And he has distributed over $900 billion over 40-something years in his role. And he was one of the kingmakers for sure. Mm-hmm. And so now I wrote an article on our podcast 2 weeks ago, and the title of it was King Fauci is Henry Kissinger's daddy. And what I was referring to, because he's done so much more damage than than Kissinger did. But then he obviously amped it up a little bit, and here he is defining himself as God. And it is unbelievable hubris. And he's talking about the destruction that the Catholic Church has done. What about what you've done, Hero? I mean, it's unbelievable how evil this guy is.
Well, and, the beautiful thing about being a Catholic is there's a long history. So if somebody ask about Pope Francis, you go, we've had a lot of bad popes. Like, there is a long tradition and a lot of humanity in it. Not God, there's a lot of humanity in it. Mm-hmm. And you see all the flaws and failings and fallings. there. I don't know. I found Fauci in general is just unrepentant, right? He doesn't think he did a single thing wrong.
Right.
He's God. What do you mean?
Right.
What does he have to repent for? He's done everything perfectly, despite the millions of deaths in his wake. It's just amazing. And this isn't just over the last 4 years that he's killed people. I mean, what he did in Africa with all those experiments he was in charge of, and then the gain of function that's been going on for decades. This guy is truly evil.
Now, do you think we're done with man-made pandemics?
Oh, no. Victor Davis Hanson interviewed Dr. Stephen Quay last week, and it was on this week's podcast we did on America Out Loud Pulse. And he guarantees, unless we do something, because gain of function is still a part of our NIH. NIH has over 24,000 scientists that they pay, and 50 to 60 of them are still getting money for gain of function research. It is insanity. None of this stuff should have been allowed, and here we are reaping the consequences. And in that interview, he talks about several of these awful, horrific plagues that they are working on. They're literally working on them.
Well, and I've heard it described with gain of function. It's like, imagine you come home and your 6-year-old is standing in the kitchen and the curtains of the window in the kitchen are on fire. And you're like, what happened? He goes, well, I'm really concerned about the family safety. And in particular scenarios that might come up. And I was wondering, what would we do if the curtains were on fire? So I set them on fire.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, go to your room. And actually, we need bars on your door and windows over there. Like, that's literally that crazy, where they're souping up viruses to be more infectious with human beings and probably more dangerous. And they claim this is to help with vaccinations and universal vaccines.
Right.
I mean, do you think it's just like mistaken, or they feel well intentioned about it, like we're trying to save the world, or do you think there's something more nefarious going on here?
Oh, the evidence is clear; it's nefarious.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I didn't know until that interview I just mentioned a minute ago that Stephen Quay made the point that the lead patent holder, the top scientist over at Wuhan, unfortunately jumped off the roof of in March of 19.
He was killed by a building, a tall building. Right.
It's the ground that killed him, but yeah.
It was
right.
Deceleration trauma.
Wow. So how convenient that is.
Yeah. Very, very, very much so. I had thought that the beginning was in April of 19, but clearly
well, I imagine that went down as a lesson to others as well.
That's right. Do not.
Yeah.
And so all of this to say, everything the government has done from top to bottom, including our county health officer, who is Dr. Scott Harris, who's the state health officer, and the coroner here in every county. What have they been doing with all these record deaths? You see, nobody's interested in knowing why. Interesting article last week in a journal out of Canada, major journal out of Canada. The fifth most leading cause of death in the country the last year has been an unknown cause.
What?
You know that?
What does that mean?
Yeah, sudden adult death syndrome.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean they died? Yes. What did they die from? Well, they suddenly died, and they were adults. Well, what was it? I mean, I've never heard of this until 2020. Right. And I'm sure they're going to say it's COVID, but it is. And I've never said that COVID's not a real thing. In fact, we're in the middle of a spike in the last couple of weeks. Had 9 patients yesterday, and so we are at the beginning part of another spike of it. HV1, I think, is the variant. But people really need to take a head cold these days seriously and pound it. And the best protocol that's easy access to everyone is flccc.net, Foxtrot Lima Charlie.net, and then you go to the protocols for iCare early COVID treatment. And it's so simple. It's very, very simple.
Now, I don't know if you heard much of my conversation with Judge Napolitano as we were beginning the show here, but I said to him, and I've confided this, I think, with you at lunch and stuff, and with many others that have been on the show and others in my family, I have trouble believing the faith I was raised in, but I find myself that reading the scriptures and going, this is the only thing that makes sense right now.
Yeah, that's so true. That's the answer. The answer to all of this insanity is not the doctors apologizing. That would be a good thing. It's not the getting new elected officials who want to seriously address the important issues. It's the preachers, priests, and rabbis repenting and demanding it of their congregants. That is what the Lord tells us in His Word, and our culture doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, it's a shame, and I think there's an aspect of justice here that needs to be served, but and then also I worry that we're also getting resentful, though. So a little bit of mercy could go a long way. It might not be ours to give necessarily.
He's wanting to give us mercy. He's
Right.
wanting, but that's a part of the process is our repentance and understanding how screwed up we are on our own.
Yeah, it's, and I always love your analysis because we can do the science, we can do the latest of what's coming out, but you always go back to, unless we start getting the fundamentals right and start recognizing foundations men didn't build, but we can discover, we're going to have this problem in whether vaccines or viruses or with anything else.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that we are patenting deadly, very 30% mortality rate type of bugs, and we think that's going to go well with us. I mean, what kind of a culture does that? It's just really amazing that nobody, and you know that I've never thought about before. Maybe the legislature needs to write a law that maybe set the standard for other states that we will not allow any gain of function in our state. I don't care if you're at UAB, even though they've been running the show here, they've been the main big mule in our state the last 4 years. You don't get to do that in our laws. I mean, I hadn't thought about it before, but we do not need to be like North Carolina.
Now, on the broader concept that's coming out here, what do you make of, I guess, gain of function's a version of this, where gene editing has become cheaper, more abundant, especially in China, but everywhere. And then on top of that, you see developments like like Musk with Neuralink, for instance. And some of this makes sense. If you're paraplegic, you could walk again, or maybe you could see again or hear again. That's one thing. But it seems like we're going to a territory where we're not going to be human if we keep manipulating ourselves.
Yeah, I was speaking at a major event up in a COVID event up in Alaska a couple of months ago with Peter McCullough and several others. And one of them, one of the speakers they had was this expert on transhumanism. That is a scary concept. But there is this CRISPR technology that allows them to manipulate the way the DNA is organized. And it is a Pandora's box. I'm afraid somebody's got to figure a way to shut down, because this is very, very concerning what they are capable of. These crazy, tyrannical people like this guy who calls himself God in essence. I mean, he did say he was the science. So
I'm the science.
Right. And so it's amazing what the eyes are opening. Clearly the eyes are opening. People are understanding we've been had in a way like never before. But what are we going to do about it? And the answer is the preachers, priests, and rabbis are going to be the ones that give us hope by demanding accountability. And we've never seen it, but it's time for it to happen.
Well, it's great seeing you. I got in our top
Always
hour
enjoy
break,
it.
but I really do appreciate it. And yeah, kind of impromptu you stopping by today, but we're right next to each other on Carmichael Road. Don't put a liquor store there.
That's right.
We don't need the liquor store right there, please, for everybody's sake, including the drunks. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. is teaming up with a host of other countries in forming a new defense force called the Prosperity Guardian to protect shipping from missile and drone attacks in the Red Sea. Shipments have been coming under fire from Iran-backed Houthi rebels based in nearby Yemen. When it comes to security at the southern border, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the federal government has left his state on its own. That's why he's signed new powers that allow police to arrest illegal immigrants, those who illegally cross the border, and also give local judges authority to order them to leave the country. Utility crews working to restore power to hundreds of thousands of customers in Maine, and some rivers continue to rise following a powerful storm that hit the Northeast. At least 5 people were killed. Many communities were saturated by up to 5 inches of rainfall. On Wall Street, the Dow's up 191 points. This is SRN News.
From director George Clooney.
Oh, what's that about making some money?
Yeah, the rowing team. We get a part-time job and a cheap place to live.
This Christmas.
Come on, boys! That bunch of kids rode like no one else that's ever come through here.
Based on the inspiring true story.
We have a boat strong enough to qualify for an Olympic spot. Well, lay it down, Coach.
Of the underdogs who made history.
The Americans have the 1936 Olympics. Row for your country. Row for each other.
The Boys in the Boat. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated PG-13. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-858-1199. That's 800-858-1199.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. We've got a chilly day ahead of us and a couple of cold nights, but temperatures will moderate later in the week. Today, sunshine, breezy, cold, raw for December. High temperature barely up to about 50. That breeze will make it seem colder. Clear skies, cold tonight, low in the upper 20s. Still way below normal tomorrow with a high around 55. More sunshine on Wednesday. Upper 20s again on Wednesday night. I think we'll be near 60 Thursday. Lower 60s on Friday with more sun. And the risk of showers will start to creep back into the forecast over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A federal judge has sentenced the third co-defendant in a 2017 child sex trafficking case. 27-year-old LaPortia Howard of Montgomery was sentenced to 10 years in prison. This follows Howard's guilty plea to the charge of sex trafficking a minor in which she facilitated a commercial sex operation involving a juvenile. The Troy Trojans announced they have hired 42-year-old Jared Parker as new head football coach Monday. Parker spent the last 2 seasons at Notre Dame, most recently as the Irish offensive coordinator. Jared Parker played his college ball at Kentucky as a wide receiver. Simmons Prepared Foods is recalling more than 26,000 pounds of TGI Fridays boneless chicken bites, as they may be contaminated with pieces of clear, hard plastic. The 15-ounce cartons of TGI Fridays boneless chicken bites were produced October 3rd and were shipped to retail locations nationwide. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with the updated market report. Over the past 11 and a half months, over 4,100 homes have sold and closed in our MLS system with an average price of $245,000. Houses are selling at listed price throughout the river region, and over 35% are selling in the first 30 days on the market. Rising interest rates tend to keep some people from buying, but it didn't stop over 4,100 families from buying this year. There's a cost to waiting and expecting rates to fall, and that cost is appreciation, which has been rising nearly every month for the last 2 years. So the house that you delay buying this year could cost you $35,000 more next year, even if the rate falls. One alternative is to buy now, refinance when rates improve, and that way you are not paying more for the house that you really wanted. For the facts, call Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. We got Eddie Bader in the house.
How you doing, Joey?
Doing all right. Let's go to Red Top right out of the break. Hey, Red Top, how you doing?
Let me say, I just came from XI Repair, making me another flash drive for the Trinamic Trio in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are just so good. Their work is excellent. They do it instantly and just hard to beat. If you guys have, I'm going for audio services. Now, nobody else is doing that but me, but everything they do is perfect. So, and I thank you for hooking me up with them.
Yeah, appreciate you telling the audience that, Red Top.
And damn good job on the audio services, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, last night, I'm walking through my piano, my studio, and I walk by piano, and I said, you know that groove that you just played last before Dr. Tankersley came on?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good groove. So I sat down and played on my piano. It sounds damn good on the piano, Joey.
Oh, cool.
It's in the key of A, and your high notes are G, F sharp, and E is your melody line, correct?
Yeah, something like that. No, I'm trying to think which one played. I have it on a rotator.
That's the one. You know, it's just a single groove with that tone center. That's wonderful. You got some great grooves to work with.
Well, thank you, sir.
You got a little talent.
Yeah, ain't no doubt, man. Oh, you're going to have fun, Joey. And you're a bass player, and we both went to St. B's. And by the way, since we haven't talked about it and there's so much political stuff, I guess you know that SpaceX made their second Starship flight, and it went up 92 miles this time.
Yep.
And really, they were talking about a 3-week turnaround. So I expect it any time, but Joey, I had to dig to find out about that damn launch. This is bizarre.
That is odd.
Yeah, well, I think there really is a conspiracy against Elon
there's a
Musk.
box on Musk when it comes to the White House. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're moving on, and this is the biggest thing ever shot off the damn planet. My God, this is huge. Everything worked. 92 miles is on up there. They ain't got to go much further. I think they'll make it next time. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that Elon Musk is opening schools and universities in Austin. Damn nation, I want to go.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I'm pulling up now on the live stream, folks. Here is an image Musk shared on the X platform of the Super Heavy booster being moved to the launch pad. And yeah, if you want to hear about SpaceX and all the great things Musk is doing, you got to go to the X platform now. Else the rest of the media is out to get him.
Yes.
Man, that's a good looking picture.
That's cool.
I hope everybody raises hell at that city council meeting tonight. They need to have a new one chewed in their butt for screwing the people of Montgomery. This is something I always knew about retirement, and the whole concept of retirement is only about 120 years old. Same thing goes with insurance. And these are very idealistic concepts in business that I don't think the models are going to work. They just going to run out of money on all this stuff, and insurance has gotten so expensive now.
Ooh, yeah.
It's kind of defeating the purpose that it started with.
Yep.
So things are really upside down on all this crap. And like for me, if I wanted to buy life insurance at my age, it would be $500, $600, $700 a month.
Yep.
People out of their damn mind.
Yep.
And and people are dumb enough to try to sell life insurance to a single man. How stupid do you have to be to buy life insurance if you're a single man, Joe?
Well,
Real dumb.
you want to be born or not born, buried in a pine box?
Well,
that's
a burial insurance.
Yeah,
Joey, that's burial insurance. That's not life insurance.
But Pine Box is the way to go.
No, it is.
I don't think that's legal in Alabama, and they probably cost $5,000.
Yeah, there is a minimum on funerals. No matter how you go, there is a minimum.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Even if you're cremated?
Oh, it's a little bit more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Joey, last night on the news, all the national stations, damn nation, that Joe and the Pope blessing gay couples and all that. It's going to be interesting to see.
The Archbishop here of the Mobile Diocese, Rhodey, gave an interview with 1819 News, and he said he's still kind of waiting for clarification what the Vatican actually means after reading the order, because it's like the Pope's splitting hairs. He's saying you can bless same-sex people, but you also cannot offer them the sacrament of marriage either. That's just between a man and a woman.
Well, I feel that's a good compromise. And to alienate all these people is probably not what Jesus would do. Right. So I have mixed feelings about it. As long as they don't start doing marriages in the Catholic Church, I think I could tolerate the other.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole idea, though, is I think Jesus would love people and welcome them in, but he would also say, sin no more. It wasn't like, hey, you're a whore, keep being a whore. It's fine. I don't think that's the way the game works.
I don't think that's what the message is at all. They're standing firm on that other stuff. But it is a dramatic move, and society's moving in a way that nobody ever expected. I'm sure it cost the Catholic Church with their britches down, so to speak. And you catch the Pope with his britches down, you got something going there, buddy. Roll Tide and go Trump. See y'all.
See, Ibrahim.
I think that's the problem we've had for too long with the church. Excuse me. 272-9228. It's a shame because I know a lot of amazing people in the Catholic parish I grew up in, and there are a lot of good people who do look out for one another. Honestly, we ain't that different at the end of the day.
No.
And it's a shame to see good folks who are just building a local community have to carry the weight of stuff they didn't even do. But it's it's a Catholic church. It's billions of people. It's 2,000 years old.
When you say we ain't that different, that's something little old me left Montgomery, Alabama in like 5th grade and went to Izmir, Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I really expected to see, we've seen the other side of the world, but I thought those people would almost be alien-like. At the end of the day, they were just like us. They laughed, they cried, They were hungry. I mean, they were just like
They
us.
blow
but-
things up.
Yeah, well, they had extremists, but every group has extremists.
Well, you got to kick like millions of people off your land too, like Armenians,
If they come
Native
here illegally, we
Americans.
do,
It's
but yes.
like, you know.
Well, of course, but and just what I'm saying is just my traveling throughout the world.
Right.
As odd and as different people can have, at the end of the day, two people can come together. They're not that far apart. They're just the differences are just not there. They're what we believe them to be.
Yeah, but there are small differences, and they can make all the difference.
Well, yeah,
I mean, they're
you end
available
up
to
with
anybody. It's not a category thing.
Well, you
it's
end up
not
with
like
guys with short man syndrome. You got those guys. I mean, there's that.
Yeah,
little
why you
difference from
bring
the rest
that
of the
up?
world? I thought you said that's not the differences you're talking about.
No, well,
Oh.
I mean, size does matter to a degree,
Well-
and can kind of write your destiny in the stars depending how big you are.
But honestly, at the end of the day, you and me, if we were dropped in the middle of Uganda today, now granted we'd stick out like something in a punch bowl, but those people have the same kind of emotions we have. It is easier to find common than it is to find differences. But we, people being people, we always look for the difference.
Right. Well, and the one that I think strikes me as the most dangerous is not like difference on the individual basis.
Mhm.
Like some people are better than others, some people are worse than others. Like on a moral basis,
Right,
on
exactly.
a technical, like
Athletics, anything, yeah.
Right. But what I worry is people start, instead of looking like individual folks,
Mhm.
like the personal character of a person, they instead kind of lump people into all these groups. And people, we do it naturally. We look for patterns in life that's a sort of shorthand to help you make sense of the world.
Sure.
But it really betrays a lot of what we do have in common. That you go, oh, all those types of folks all
Stereotypes.
act that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, not really.
But then every once in a while you go, ooh, stereotype in action. There it is right there.
And, you know, some stereotypes are kind of harmless and, you know, some can be funny. It's when this stuff, I think, becomes like politicized to the degree of it's like the reason
If
you're
I'm
trying to
shame
seize
you
power.
for that- yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole
You know, when you start to get into this more equal than others
Mhm.
thing, that's kind of the problem. I would rather somebody say, I'm better than you, Joey, than say, we're all equal, but I need more than you because I'm more equal. Like, that's, like, at least be honest about
Because
it.
they be honest about it, what
Right.
you're looking for? A little honesty?
A little bit of honesty. Come
well,
on.
in that case, you're better than them because you're a little more honest.
I guess. Like, I'm happy to admit there are a lot of people better than me in all sorts of things. And I think morally, I'm pretty weak in every
Yeah,
way.
but do you go around comparing yourself constantly to other people?
I try not to.
I
I seriously try not
I
to.
don't know. I couldn't do that. I would go out of my mind. I'd go
Yeah.
out of my mind. I just try to live my life. And when I do see somebody better or like an artist or someone that can play like you,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I don't damn them. Damn, they got that talent I don't have. I appreciate
There are moments where I'm like, daggum, I wish I was on that stage. But
Oh, well,
like,
sure.
you know, for instance, like you see the sit down between all the Timcast guys and Tucker Carlson
Mm-hmm.
and James O'Keefe. I'm like, I wish I was on that stage. But I don't have any ill will towards any
Towards the
of those
ones that are
guys
on there,
on the
right.
stage. I think they're all great. That's why I want to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more, it always comes back to do better, work harder.
Yeah.
Not, well, it's not fair that other people do
Also,
things.
what I learned working for Koreans is you have to sometimes learn how to reverse engineer things. You want to be on that stage?
You learned that with the Korean?
Yes, I did. You
They're
want
good
to be
at
on
it.
that stage. Put yourself on that stage
Mhm.
and work your way backwards to where you are now.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, it works.
No, it's great advice. I think I heard it from Michael Malice, where he said, you know, if you want to be a writer, go to the bookstore, if those still exist, and go to some random section of like fiction
Mhm.
and grab some no-name author and no-name novel, look at it and go, well, I could do this. I could be that middling, mediocre author too and make a living out of it. Like seriously,
you
you're not going to be Faulkner or Shakespeare by any means, but it's the same applies to every other aspect of life. You can still have a pretty good life, and you don't have to be the very best. But if you're within striking distance, why not go for it?
You could be like L. Ron Hubbard, write a couple loser books, and all of a sudden, you got a whole
Start of a
thing
religion,
going.
a cult.
Like
yeah.
all I was trying to do was write crazy books.
What do you think before we hit this break? What do you think of this whole gene editing, like putting microchips in our bodies, all this transhumanist stuff, along with the AI stuff? Like, I haven't asked you about this in a while.
It really concerns me. I love the idea of, like you were saying, help heal the sick, help a blind person see. I love all that, but where does it end? And I don't know where it ends. It kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm fine with making people better, but where do you cross the line when it's a cyborg type deal? And
Right.
That's just, I don't know. I mean, I can't. I have a hard time wrapping my mind around it because
Well,
when I think of that, all I think about is the medicine side and the do-good side.
So I think, are a bit required to think of it this way. There was a race for the atomic bomb once the science got done.
Yes.
And they realized, oh, this is possible. Like there is that movie Oppenheimer, not the greatest movie ever, well crafted.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment that was very powerful where the movie kind of sets up what did Einstein say to Oppenheimer? Or Oppenheimer, excuse me. What did Einstein say to Oppenheimer? And at the end, it's finally revealed, and it's essentially that Einstein knew as soon as he figured out what he figured out that, oh, this could end the world. But aren't we glad that the United States figured it out first? Say, instead of the Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, you
Or the
got
Soviets.
to say yes because mainly I'm a United States citizen, so I trust.
And it seems like we've got not just the race for a bomb now. We've got the race for artificial intelligence. We've got a race for all these other transhumanist, almost cyborg-like technologies that could make life better, but it could also make us inhuman in a way. It's a perilous time. It really is. I think we're going to look back on these the first decade of the 21st century was probably the United States sort of screwing up. Yeah.
What are we doing now, though?
Right, using their power in ways that did not make them more powerful, I'll put it that way. And then we're going to start to see as the U.S. is declining a little bit from its position of, think of the mid-'90s. The U.S. is nobody could touch it.
It was rocking, baby.
But it's now going to go into, okay, now the United States has been brought down a peg by their own hand. You're going to see this race that I think will transform human history completely. In a way, I think there is a spiritual aspect to this. That sometimes, it's one thing for people to be free, have a little fun. There's some things you see where you're like, why would they do that?
Oh, I see that a lot.
I don't think it's just, well-intentioned that went wrong.
No.
There's some evil people out there. And I don't think it's just on one side. And thus why we keep getting what we're getting no matter who wins elections or who runs certain organizations. It seems like the lying continues apace, sadly.
Well, I'm still waiting for my flying car.
Your flying car? I don't think that's going to happen.
It's supposed to be here by now.
Yeah,
If we took all this stupid crap and quit doing stupid crap and focus on flying cars, I bet we could be there in a year or two.
Given the way you drive,
that's why we need.
I don't want you in the sky right above me.
Autopilot, baby. It's like when I drive Susanna's Hyundai. Man, you throw
Didn't
that sucker
Tesla
on-
just have to do a huge recall because their autopilot
That's why
wouldn't
you
work?
buy the Korean one.
Because they reversed engineered it.
They got it right.
272-9228. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And they're at Dylan Rings. Josh and Leslie Wright are ready to help you, sparkle. Help your dreams sparkle here for the Christmas holidays. Now, on Facebook, Dylan Rings just posted this beautiful, it looks like a sapphire ring. But the client who loved this ring craved a touch of green enchantment. So they're actually going to do customized jewelry for folks. Now, you're running out of days, I have to admit. Now, Dylan Rings will be closed, I believe, December 24th through January the 3rd. They're going to take a week or so there. So if you want to get that shopping done before Christmas, you need to go now. Go today to Dylan Rings. They have some incredible sales from 10 to 50% off, depending on the item. They can do that customized work. And, why not make it a magical Christmas with that sparkle that can come with Dylan Rings? Just check them out today. You can always go to DylanRings.com or go to Dylan Rings on Facebook or on Instagram to see some of these incredible Christmas items on sale. But, of course, I really encourage you to stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. That's just off of Atlanta Highway. The way I tend to remember the spot is where the old Fun Zone used to be. I used to work there, Fun Zone. And platform's still there, actually, where the skating rink used to be. Big foundation, man. But Dylan Rings is the place to go for Christmas, folks. We'll tell you more about them coming up later in the program. 272-9228. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back. In the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
Craving a taste of the holidays that's as sweet as it gets? Look no further than Sweet Creek Farm Market, your ultimate destination for one of the area's largest selection of locally grown pecans, irresistible pecan products, and delicious homemade treats. Roasted and salted, honey roasted, classic pralines, chocolate honey baked, or creamy white chocolate pecans. Don't miss the double chocolate bourbon pecan pies. Your family will love the homemade pies, cakes, and candies in more flavors and varieties than you've ever seen. Stop in the cafe and try Sweet Creek's award-winning barbecue or show-stopping peach cobbler with ice cream. After you eat, shop their charming selection of gifts, including many Alabama-made products. Unique gifts and sweet treats will be a hit with your loved ones. Whether you're looking for a hostess gift or a stocking stuffer, Sweet Creek Farms has what you need. Like them on Facebook or stop by their location 2 miles south of Taylor Road on Highway 231. Merry Christmas from Sweet Creek Farm Market.
What'll it be, Joe?
Coffee and apple pie. Whoa, Madge, what was that?
The lights? Oh, they always dim when the dishwasher turns on.
You should call Crosby Electric.
You think?
Overloaded circuits at your business can be dangerous. The experts at Crosby Electric can upgrade your electrical service to safely handle the load. And they can add receptacles where needed to eliminate overuse of extension cords.
Madge, I'd like to pay you. The problem is it's so dark in here I can't read my bill.
No, the problem is you're cheap.
Well, that's a problem too.
Effective, attractive lighting is essential for any business. Crosby Electric can help with a new lighting scheme that will give your business a fresh, exciting look, and they can recommend outdoor lighting for greater safety and security.
That'll be $4.50 for the coffee and pie, Joe.
Well, don't I get anything for recommending Crosby Electric?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Don't put off essential electrical upgrades for your business. Call 272-2085 or visit crosbyelectric.com.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house.
In the house.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Hey, have you seen, there is, and I'll send it to you because I'm sure you haven't, but there is a trailer for Toy Story, or whatever this movie was, Part 3. And it's a modern version. Like with Kevin grown up. Everybody's grown up. It's just a trailer. It's just a total teaser.
Wait, is it Toy Story?
No, not Toy Story. What's your movie from there?
What movie?
When you just played that drop from. You don't remember that movie?
Oh, Home Alone?
Thank you. With Home Alone.
Yeah.
As you get older, your brain kind of goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trailer. It's like a 4-minute trailer. It looks really like it'd be a great movie.
Where Kevin is an adult.
Kevin's an adult.
Is it
And,
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good, but the thing is, you think it's a movie. It's going to be a movie coming out. It's not. It's just a really good trailer. It's with everybody. Everybody, even Marvin's in it. Marvin's grown up. He's in it. Pesci's in it. Yeah.
The Sticky Bandit?
Yes, they're in it. Even one of the kids is grown up. He's a cop, and you're like, oh, this is going to be incredible. But then it's just a tease. It's just a trailer.
They didn't actually make the movie.
No.
You were excited for that.
I was,
weren't you?
because I like Macaulay Culkin, especially grown up. He's a pretty good actor.
So, I got new tires yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there.
Where the rubber meets the road.
No, they're great tires. Thank you to Jared and the team there at Tire City.
Good folks over.
But I'm sitting there at Tire City.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's going to take a second, I know.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
got there early. No, I got time. And I'm sitting there trying to read the news, get ready for yesterday's show. But on the TV, they've got on some, Turner Classic, Christmas movie channel. And this was not a classic movie. This was, 2017, 2018 B-movie chick flick crap. And it was Christmas, technically, but I think the movie was called Romance in Hawaii. And, both it's me and some other guy looks,
Are you guys watching?
Looks working class. And occasionally we'll both look up at the screen because, she's learning hula lessons now from the attractive Islander. And, we just have, a sideways glance at each other and then go back to our phones. I wasn't watching. You weren't watching either. It's so awful is my point. Man.
Those Christmas movies are awful. There was one, BET's getting into it, too. Santa Claus is my homie.
What?
Yeah.
Santa Claus is my
Is
homie.
my homie. I've been watching.
Well, isn't Santa everybody's homie?
Not if you're on the naughty list.
That's true.
Not if you're on the naughty list. But everybody's getting into the Christmas movies. Oh, so we should try it. Apparently it's a moneymaker. And we got a single guy. You'd be down there ringing. You could be stringing the lights on the city Christmas tree.
Doing squats?
If that makes you happy.
Put it to the grass, son. Let's go to Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
What's up, Dennis?
Hey, guys. In 71 or 72, there was a movie put out called Scrooge. Alec Guinness was in. Albert Finney played Scrooge in a musical. It's pretty doggone good. We kind of watch that every year. I think Albert Finney played a really good Scrooge. The only other good Scrooge I've seen anyone play was George C. Scott. He played a pretty good Scrooge, too.
Who played Scrooge in the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Oh, that's a good one. You hadn't said it. I probably could have known.
I'm going to look it up.
Wow. That's a good one. It'd have to be one of the old guys, I would think, that sit up in the balcony,
Oh, wow. I forgot. It's complete. No, it's Michael Caine.
Right? Yeah, I just looked it up, too. That's Michael Caine. Wow.
Now, of all the Christmas Carol productions, and ASF puts on an amazing show every year, but I remember the Muppet one.
Really?
I don't know why. I think it might have something to do with Michael Caine being such
memorable?
a compelling Scrooge. Yeah.
You guys was talking about the AI thing. What's really been scary is quad computing, and the government has actually pulled back on some of the research on that because some of the people that were doing the things with quad computing were getting into areas that they didn't like. So you don't hear too much about quad computing anymore. It's all about AI now.
Mm-hmm.
I think quad computing is behind it.
Well, and there are people speculating that maybe we're already being kind of overrun by AI. We just don't know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like these little bots like Grok and ChatGPT are nothing compared to what is actually being used behind the scenes.
Awesome. Well, Joey, my Sin 9 is on back order, and I'm waiting for it to come in, but when it gets in, I will definitely hook you up.
Awesome. Cool. I'll be using it.
So I'm curious to see what you're going to come up with. So you need to come up with something really, really good that I can exploit for a percentage.
Okay. All right. You wanted me to write a hit.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, there it goes.
Well,
guys, y'all have a Merry Christmas.
You too, Dennis.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas,
buddy.
Dennis. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And there at Pest Pro Services, Ashley and her team are ready to help you with any of those pest control needs you might have.
They helped me this morning.
They did.
Jonathan called me at about 8:40 this morning, said it's time for one of my rental properties to be serviced. Was it cool for him to go ahead and go over there? Certainly. I told him a few issues that I thought the tenant had mentioned to me. He said, we'll get right on it. Then even afterwards.
There's a Jonathan that works there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Afterwards, he sent me a text letting me know, hey, I've got it taken care of, put a little bit extra stuff down where we needed the attention. Have a great day. So he called me before he went, and then even followed up afterwards.
Yeah, saying we're all set up and doesn't leave you hanging there.
Right.
Okay,
I really
like
appreciate
that.
Yep.
Well, and what's the Zach special again?
The Zach special, if before the end of the year, if you get a termite treatment, you get $300 off. However, you have to ask for the Zach special.
And it doesn't hurt to say, hey, I heard about it on
Well, you
that
better
radio
say that,
show with
yeah.
Joey and Eddie.
Yeah, definitely.
Those fools were talking about it.
Definitely. It was
Hey,
great
and
seeing Zach.
when it comes to termites, folks, it's not too early and it's not too late.
It's never too early.
Always the right time to get termite treatment done.
Definitely.
Especially if you know you haven't been hit by termites yet, just go ahead and get it done.
Go ahead and get it checked out, man.
Yeah, come on. Like, you got to take care of this. So, y'all check out Pest Pro Services today. You might as well make them your everyday pest control company.
Works good for me.
265-9990. That's their number, 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell them, well, you heard about them here on News and Views in the afternoon. More News and Views after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com.
This is your roving reporter, and I'm talking today with an elf.
Hello!
So you live up here at the North Pole and you work for Santa, is that right?
Yeah, that's about it, man.
And I guess you're pretty tight with Santa.
We are like two peas in a pod, man.
So I guess you guys share a money man.
That is correct, sir. We both use our friend David Ernest, who takes care of our money.
David Ernest. I've been hearing his name a lot lately.
I'll bet you have. And if you would like to talk to him, you can call him at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
You know, I heard that one time the elves used to take care of Santa's money.
Well, they did, but he had to come up with another plan.
Well, why won't he let the elves take care of his money?
They kept coming up short, man.
Well, this is your roving reporter. I'm going to go and jump out in front of a reindeer.
Watch it, man. They're endangered.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Hey folks, remember the good old days when Christmas gifts had us playing outdoors? Well, these days, kids only ask for an electronic device that keeps them cooped up inside. So, parent or grandparent, take charge this Christmas and get the entire family enjoying the great outdoors with a Hammerhead Go-Kart by Polaris from CTE Outdoor Power. Now, everyone knows go-karts are fantastic family fun, and whether it's a small kids cart, a medium-sized youth model, or a large full-performance machine for teens and adults, Hammerhead carts have the quality, safety, and performance you expect from Polaris. Don't have a place to hide a cart until Christmas? No problem. Whether you take advantage of our 0% interest financing, layaway, or purchase your Hammerhead cart, CTE will store the cart through December 23rd. So call, click, or come by today and reserve your Hammerhead at CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
Help solve unsolved crimes by watching Action 8 News. Look for our exclusive I-Team reports as we work with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers to solve murder mysteries and put criminals behind bars. Victims' families are counting on you to watch Action 8 News. Ever miss an Action 8 newscast? Catching up is easy with the free View It app. Watch the news live on your phone or see newscasts from the past 3 days. Download View It, search VUIT in your app store today, and stay on top of what's happening from Action 8 News.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Ridge Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Alabama's personal injury attorney, me, Johnny Adams of the Johnny Adams Law Firm. Stay weather alert, everyone.
Ridge Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. We've got a chilly day ahead of us and a couple of cold nights, but temperatures will moderate later in the week. Today, sunshine, breezy, cold, raw for December. High temperature barely up to about 50. That breeze will make it seem colder. Clear skies, cold tonight, low in the upper 20s. Still way below normal tomorrow with a high around 55. More sunshine on Wednesday. Upper 20s again on Wednesday night. I think we'll be near 60 Thursday, lower 60s on Friday with more sun, and the risk of showers will start to creep back into the forecast over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors & More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors & More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm yours, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio.
In the house.
Let's go right to the phones. Talk to Randall. Hey, Randall.
Hey, Randall.
How y'all doing, bro?
All right. How you doing, bro?
Yeah. Hey, there's a couple of things I don't touch on. Eddie, there's seven flying cars you can get now. Two of them you have to have a pilot license, but one of them is actually a side-by-side. It kind of looks like a Mad Max concept.
Well, I like that.
And it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little deal. And in 1950, Oldsmobile actually had a wing adapters and stuff you could put on them. But man, they were so unbalanced, it was so dangerous. But
I can imagine.
Like so, but that little SUV one, man, side by side one, you could take that on your taxi as far as that way you fly people in, show them your land, and fly them out, baby. You know what I mean?
Well, you say there's seven. You said there's seven of them out there for sale, or different companies, which is great. But when are they going to have the one that I can afford? When's that one coming out?
That's look side by side. I mean, you talk. It's $150,000. I mean,
like I said, when are they going to have the one I can afford? Can I put it on layaway?
I know you can. And this kind of red top. This is nothing to be trying to say. You didn't study, because I needed to know that when you said that the other day, when you said that our military was the only one that really, the Western governments are the only one that pushes transgender in the military and gay. Like that was sit with me, because I was like, man, what in my mind, what's going down to one world government? Like, it wouldn't work that way if only our military was doing it and one other. So I started studying it, and I ain't got that deep, red top, but 23 countries is doing this, and there's a project called Project Trevor that's connected to this, and I knew it had to be more to it, but red top, I'm not gonna get into, if you want to dive into it, but I'll keep studying it, but just kind of let you know, like, so you don't be shouting it out. Like, it's crazy what they got done. Project Trevor kind of leads you in that direction, but 23 other countries. And they have to be doing that, or the one world government wouldn't come to fruition. And how they destroyed the Roman Empire, that's how they destroyed that civilization. I mean, they destroyed it by people making, gay and transgender people. I mean, they've always destroyed the next section like that. That's when they need that part of it to make this one world government come to play. Because they got to make it weak.
When you say 23 other countries, I can't help but feel like the U.S. government has forced 23 other countries to come along and take up that policy.
Man, the U.S. government ain't got no power, bro. Like, we ain't nothing no more. I hate to say it. We
are the ATM to the world right now, Randall.
We are sending money straight to Ukrainians through the DII app. Like I told you, like they're gonna make us get on for the digital currency, and that's how we get our you fill out your taxes.
Yeah.
Man, our government ain't even getting checked. Like it's they just like they citizens. Like what?
Well, we pay for their retirement, their benefits. We'll pay for fresh, good business ideas for them to run. Yeah, you're right.
And though we got to kind of stop saying we, it's more like they steal it from us and then they
This is
give
very
it
true,
away.
Joey.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have any choice in the matter because if I did, I wouldn't be participating.
Yeah, and on the I don't know what I was trying to look at the robot stuff, but China or Japan is mass producing a robot. AI, what y'all talking about? Joey. It's a robot. I don't know if it's SB-1 or MB-1 or it's something 2 letters -1 and it's being mass produced. And it's gonna be our toy. It's gonna be the new adult toy. We're gonna get it. It's gonna run around, Brian Coffee, talk to it. If we got questions, we just ask it just like a phone, but it's actually be our life size. You know what I mean? We better look into his eyes and hang out and and kick it, and he won't ever be wrong about nothing, supposedly. You know what I mean? Like so, they are putting them out big time right now. So in 3 years, I mean, like robots walking around at your grandma's house might not be that far fetched. You know what I mean? Like toting the turkey for her, putting it in the oven, like that ain't that far away.
Sounds like Buck Rogers. 25th century, they all had robots.
So your flying car here, but we just need to find a way we can pay for it now, don't we?
Yeah, let's do GoFundMe. I'll buy a flying car. I'll take Joey for a ride. That right there, that video alone right there ought to be worth it.
I don't know about that.
There is one in Europe that was like 3.1. You had to have power. Like it is superb. You just get in and like it ain't hardly no training involved. Like it's almost proof. Idiot proof.
Oh yeah, that's how it'll have to be. Just like modern day drone technology. You wait till see after Christmas, all these drones you're going to see in the air. They are pretty much idiot proof. And because of people like me can buy one, they have to be.
That's the cheapest one you could buy as far as a personal. Close to it. It's a drone, and that you can put yourself in, and I think it was $80,000.
Yeah.
So and you don't have to have no license or nothing for it. But the thing about it is, when people start catching on and we start geo-fencing everything, like where does this, if you pay all that money to fly around and somebody geo-fences you, like who can control that? I mean, right. So it's just going to get like crazy, but the next thing, you need to be looking at app-wise. We need an app that tells you all the satellites are. If any of my people want to try to get ahead of the game and get paid, like that's the next 4 years from now. We're going to be looking. We'll be looking for satellite. We're going to be using satellites a lot, and everything. Even the robots will be running off of them. And you won't have Wi-Fi as much as it is now. But the others, go ahead.
No, I said I got to run, Randall. I appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir, bro. We'll see y'all
later. Randall, see you. Hey, speaking of that, I think the big reason we don't run off satellites now is just the expense. Because like satellite phones are so much better, satellite internet so much better. But the only thing I can figure is just the expense.
See, but I don't think that expense, once it really got going, would be
right. But it takes that, just like with Starlink.
Yeah.
The price of Starlink, I think, steadily coming down.
No, but Starlink's already cheaper than the government subsidized. Let's throw cables in the ground.
Well. That's a very good point, Joey, and I'm with you on that.
Now, this part of the program, folks, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Great sponsor here of this program, great sponsor of the second hour of News and Views in the afternoon. And, of course, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon can help you. They can actually get to know you, get to know your goals in buying a home, or maybe you're looking to refinance that current home. Could be you're in a time crunch when it comes to that cash flow, or it could be you're stuck under a mount of credit card debts with the interest rates being as high as they are, with the average debt load being what, $7,000-8,000?
Right.
Yeah. If you don't
at 30%,
you don't have to live that way.
Don't live that way.
why not get a great refinance deal done with Alabama Home Mortgage today? Or again, they are still helping folks to buy homes. It could be the right time for you. Don't pay attention to the national and international headlines. Think about your own economy, your own hearth and home. And they can walk you through that home buying process there at Alabama Home Mortgage from pre-approval all the way to closing day. So check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You could also visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies like Kim and Madeline. Prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Let's go to James on line one. Hey, James.
Hey, James.
Hey, guys. Luckily, I've been out of town for a couple of days, so has the mayor and the city council come to grips with the retiree health care yet?
No, that will happen tonight at the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I hate for this to sound conspiratorial, but, the mayor did describe himself as a diabolical ninja, and he hates anything old Montgomery.
I think it was scientist, just not to be pedantic, but I think it was diabolical scientist.
Yes, it was a scientist.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But, when you look at the people that were employed by the city back in this time frame, the 70s and 80s.
Yes, sir.
Majority white people, because that was what was employed at the time. And now, mayor hates anything old Montgomery. We know that. So I just can't. I wouldn't put it past him that this is the way just to help knock down and destroy old Montgomery. 'Cause you're affecting a lot of people here.
Well, and the mayor maintains, and it's actually on the agenda, that the council has no power to make these decisions. This is why he vetoed it, and that this is solely up to the discretion of the mayor, these sorts of contracts, for current and retired city employees.
Yeah, we don't have a city manager. You have a mayor.
Right.
Right.
And he's saying if they try to pull out of this, it'll be a $6 million hit. And it seems like he took the asked forgiveness, if that, not permission, by just pushing this thing through.
Or he took it and that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
This may be the one thing that comes back to bite him, because he's upsetting a lot of people this time.
Yeah,
around.
But Joey made a good point a couple weeks ago about this. A lot of those people no longer live in Montgomery, so therefore, how are they going to vote him out?
That's true. And I admit I just got some property in Pike County. I soon myself will leave this glorious city and live in peace elsewhere.
Maybe there's something to that diabolical scientist statement that he made.
All right. Love your show, guys. You're always good.
Thank you, James. See you, bro.
272-9228. Let's hit a quick break. Hopefully get Michael Cohen on the line on the other side of this break. More news and views in the afternoon when we come back.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, I'm Todd with River Region Contracting, a premier roofing contractor. Most people don't think that they have a roofing problem until they see water spots and stains on their ceiling. By then, it may be a little too late because the wooden decking that supports their shingle or metal roof may be holding moisture, causing it to rot. Most insurance companies will not pay for the decking, causing you to pay more money out of your own pocket. Why not call us today and set up an appointment for a free roofing inspection? It could save you some money. Call us at 334-356-8635 or go to riverregioncontracting.com or like us on Facebook.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. News and views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
In the house.
And we're still trying to figure out who is Romex Angler.
He's a fellow on the interwebs.
Yeah, but he just made a Johnny Taylor reference and then talked about wanting to be able to get his truck as an amphibious vehicle. Like, is it my friend Andrew? I'm not sure, though. Anyway, let's go to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, Joey, how are y'all?
We're doing all right, powering through. It's been a little while since we've talked about, we talked about refrigerators yesterday, but when it comes to that range, like that whole stove and stovetop setup, what sort of options do you have there at Cohen's?
Well, some people want gas. Some people want it to be electric. Some people need it to be a standard width, like 30. And then some people have a bigger kitchen and they, may want up to 48-inch wide range. So depending on what space we're trying to fill or how many burners we need would kind of depend on what size you need. A lot of them come with what's called dual fuel, which means that you could have gas on the top and electric oven, or you could have them both as electric. Lots of options. And then some people get a cooktop and then they put an oven in the wall. You can kind of break it apart. It kind of depends on what kind of room you have and how much cooking you're going to be doing. Whether you can use like an over-the-range microwave hood, or if you need to have a really powerful hood because you're going to do a lot of frying and everything, so it can pull more grease out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd imagine you get customers who come in and they know exactly what they want. But I'd also imagine there are other folks who have an idea of what they want in the kitchen, but they need some guidance. And you would have that guidance, right?
That's right. If they come in and see our guys, a lot of times the person that doesn't know what they want and the person that does know what they want, we still want to ask them the same questions, because sometimes you've got some misinformation somewhere, and so you want X, but really what you need is Y. And our guys try to tell you the pros and cons of doing it this way or going that way. And that to me is the important part, because, unfortunately, nothing is a perfect unit. Everything's got pros and cons, and you have to figure out what pros are important to you and what cons you can live with. And that's kind of what our guys try to do for our customers.
Well, this is why they say at Cohen's, we deliver confidence, and they certainly do. I'm a customer myself, folks. They're fantastic.
Two of us.
You can always go to thinkcohens.com or give them a call at 277-8890, but I really encourage you to stop by the Boulevard, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. Y'all open 9 to 6 today, right?
Yes, sir, and 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And I guess Saturday will be the last chance before Christmas for shopping at Cohen's. Yes, sir.
Well, y'all check them out before Christmas. Get it done. But I appreciate the time as always, Michael.
Thank y'all. Have a good day.
You too, Michael.
272-9228. Bill, we don't have much time here. Can you hold on through the top of the hour break?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you, Bill.
Cool.
Appreciate
Wanted
that.
to give you plenty of running room, not have to cut you off there, Bill. And there's plenty more to get to. I think I'm going to read that little op-ed
I wish you
wrote.
would.
And again, I can't get on trending. I'm trying.
Have you put out a shirtless photo of you? Maybe.
No, like any sexy points I've built up over the last few days. Like, I've got my full-length mirror now in the big bathroom.
Okay.
So I get a lot more side profile.
How's that working out for you, buddy?
It's like, dadgum.
Now you know why you're supposed to look straight ahead.
Well, you know that photo of a frog with the skinny jeans on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't we just take a pill and be skinny all of a sudden?
Ah, Joey. If it were that easy, everybody do it, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, let's take the break.
Take a break.
We'll be right back right after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. is teaming up with a host of other countries affected by Houthi rebel attacks in the Red Sea to form a new security force called a Prosperity Guardian. They will protect shipping from those missile and drone strikes from the Iran-backed group. Shipments have been coming under attack from the Houthi rebels that are based in nearby Yemen, and it's poised to cost countries around the world billions of dollars if something is not done. When it comes to security at the southern border, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the U.S. Constitution allows him to grant new powers to police officers and judges in his own state to fight against illegal immigration that's impacting his state and its citizens. The Northeast is recovering from a storm that turned out to be both destructive and deadly. 5 people now reported dead from the harsh weather yesterday. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 203 points. This is SRN News.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word FAITH to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. We've got a chilly day ahead of us and a couple of cold nights, but temperatures will moderate later in the week. Today, sunshine, breezy, cold, raw for December. High temperature barely up to about 50. That breeze will make it seem colder. Clear skies, cold tonight, low in the upper 20s. Still way below normal tomorrow with a high around 55. More sunshine on Wednesday. Upper 20s again on Wednesday night. I think we'll be near 60 Thursday. Lower 60s on Friday with more sun. And the risk of showers will start to creep back into the forecast over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
Joe Biden is being referred to as a real Scrooge by Alabama Congressman Barry Moore. That reference comes after a survey was released conducted by Public Square and Red Balloon. The survey shows that 42% of business owners are giving out smaller Christmas bonuses or no bonuses at all to their employees during this Biden economy. The survey also showed that 52% of the business owners had much lower sales this year for Black Friday and the following days after that. Moore told 1819 News that Bidenomics is the real Grinch that stole Christmas thanks to the 17% inflation tax and the buy now, pay later approach that's coming from the White House as well as Congress. Moore says big spending by big government is bankrupting the American people. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A Faith Academy teacher out of Mobile was in court on Monday. 45-year-old Jonathan Sowers entered a not guilty plea to charges of having sexual contact with a minor. Sowers was arrested this past March on allegations of involvement with a student at the school where he taught. That came to light through the parents of the student. The next step for Sowers will be going to trial. A group of firefighters recently graduated in Mobile and are now members of the Mobile Fire and Rescue. There were over 24 who took part in the 26-week training course. The city of Mobile is planning to start another training course in 2024 to continue filling up the need in the surrounding communities. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back. In the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. We're sitting here brainstorming off air. Who is Romex Angler?
I think I know. I feel, well, every time I say that, I read another question. I'm like, oh, no way.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Bill. Hey, Bill, thanks for being patient.
What's up, Bill?
Oh, yeah. Well, I called yesterday and we talked briefly about how conservatives have been told to sit down and shut up, and for some stupid reason, they're doing it. And I'm getting to the age where work is about to no longer be my main focus. And I don't really see myself retiring, but rather changing gears.
Right.
So I'm looking for a conservative political group to join that is looking to make sense of the political climate that we're in now. Do you know of a group like that? I'd much rather join one than make one.
Well, I know 1819 News is trying to build up a community and members there. There's also the Central Alabama Republican Club that Greg Poole runs.
That's a really good organization.
And they're always looking for new members here in the Montgomery and Central Alabama throughout area. There's Eagle Forum does a lot of great things. I'm not sure how active the Tea Party is anymore. But, off the top of my head, you know how much I'm not a joiner, Bill. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think it's time that conservatives, because let's face it, there aren't a lot of conservatives in government today. There's a lot of people that want to say they're conservative.
Correct.
But you've only got to look as far as how they vote and what they support to kind of go, yeah, no, you're not part of that club.
Right. That's
so
exactly right.
If anybody knows of anybody, I'd love for them to contact y'all. Y'all know how to contact me. Or they can always, if they know me, they can contact me through either phone or email or Facebook.
Cool.
But I am looking for a group to get associated with.
Well, I appreciate it, Bill.
Y'all have a great day.
272-9228. If you have any suggestions for Bill, call us up. 272-9228. Who we got here?
We got John.
Hey, John, how are you, sir?
John Rice. Hey,
Oh, hey, John. Yeah, good to hear from you.
well, you can give Bill my number.
Okay.
A few years ago, I was looking to do the same thing that he is, finding a truly conservative group to follow up my years of the Foundation for Limited Government,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually formed one, and it's working well.
Excellent.
So I'll be glad to talk to Bill and tell him what we're doing and how we went about it. And I believe in limited government.
That makes three of us.
Well, I'll look forward to hearing from him. I'm
All
not that hard to find.
All right. I think Joey's sending the number to him now.
And it ends with 2100?
That's me.
All right, cool. I got you.
All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Bye.
272-9228. And it looks like we're getting even more callers to give Bill some advice. But while we're doing this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team, well, Bo in particular, has a unique understanding of the River Region real estate market. He's been helping buyers and sellers in Montgomery and the surrounding areas for over 40 years, 4+ decades. And so at the Goodson Group, not only can they help you with buying or selling your property, they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. And then the Goodson Group is also the home for the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. It's really where all that experience, those 40+ years, comes into play. One of the most highly acclaimed here in the great state of Alabama, because it's a very interactive course. Again, Bo's been through it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly in this market. And he can give you tips and tricks and more than that, actual deep knowledge and advice so you could hit the ground running, whether as a fully licensed realtor or as a more knowledgeable private player in the River Region real estate market. So check out the Goodson Group today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. Now, you sent me a clip yesterday, Eddie, that really got my attention. I think I sent it to myself. Yeah. This is a clip from, what, last week or something?
Oh, the one with Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, this is Senator John Kennedy pressing, I guess, a judicial nominee?
Yes, which I didn't realize. Well, I just let the clip speak for itself. I was a little taken aback with her.
Oh, this is a heck of a thing. I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a little, if you got small children in your car, you might want to change the dial. Kennedy is doing this within the halls of the Senate, which you would think should have a little more respect. But as we found out that the back end or something like that of last week, all sorts of stuff goes on within the Senate committee hearing rooms. But here is Senator Kennedy asking a Biden nominee about, well, some of her past work as an attorney. Let's listen in together, folks.
Do you remember Mindy Sturgey?
No, sir, I do not remember.
I'm embarrassed you don't remember her. She was one of your union members. She alleged that she was the victim of sexual discrimination at one of your local unions. This is what she said. She alleged that one of the executives there asked her, quote, if she enjoyed rough sex and bondage. She said that the chapter president, Mr. Dave Regan, asked her, quote, does the carpet match the drapes? And, quote, what would you do for some jewelry? She alleged that Mr. Regan told another staffer, quote, that the only way she is getting a job is if she sucks my member of the male anatomy. Another employee said in an affidavit that Mr. Reagan, quote, went around asking women if he could sniff their panties, close quote, at an October 2017 work party.
What kind of place of work was this? Like, I mean, we're radio people, and it ain't that bad.
Her response is first she denies I never even heard of that. Then a few minutes later, well, suddenly her memory, I guess, is jarred.
Here it is.
She said another executive, quote, grabbed my upper thigh while I was driving. And she wrote you and asked you to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And you said no, didn't you?
Senator, I have dedicated my career to representing women and families. That has been my work.
You said no, didn't you?
Senator,
You told her that let her own chapter represent or investigate its own misconduct, didn't you?
Senator, I'm going to give you additional time, but I want the witness to be able to fully answer the question.
Senator, the letter that you are quoting from, I wrote in my capacity as counsel to my client. It was the position of my client, and I was acting as an advocate.
You refused to investigate, though, didn't you?
Senator, I believe that I have faithfully adhered to my obligations as an attorney for my client.
I don't think Ms. Sturgis would agree with you. In fact, Mr. Reagan, the chapter president, is still the president, isn't he?
Wow.
I
You
believe
don't even know?
Dave Reagan is the president of one of our local union, of one of SEIU's local unions. Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
So, what really bothered me the most about this with just her whole action. First, it was denial. Then she's dead to right. Then he flat out said, "Hey, you wouldn't represent her, would you?" Then it's, "Well, I'm just doing my job for my client." Okay. I don't want nobody like that in my government, because that's the problem we have now. We have them falling back on, "I'm just doing what I was told." No, that's not what I need. I need somebody that looks out for me. She had the opportunity to help somebody.
Now, you just said a thing off air. Hopefully, cool to share on air about evil in the world.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way as you for the longest time. That when you hear folks talk about it's a spiritual battle, and the devil's going to get you.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I kind of was like, yeah, I think evil's real, but come on, the devil.
I used to mock that. I used to mock that whole thing of, we're surrounded by evil and the battle between good and evil. I really did. As I've gotten older and just opened my eyes up, not a matter of getting older, just looking for it. Evil is everywhere. It is everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of Joey's just a bad guy. I don't
or they
believe
make you make an honest mistake,
right.
or you were ignorant at a certain point.
That happens, but
yeah,
there are too many just people and forces of evil.
I think what's happened is the systems have encouraged and rewarded, not necessarily by design, but have encouraged and rewarded sociopaths and psychopaths.
Yes.
And then everybody else, it's what Hannah Arendt, she talked about the banality of evil. When she's talking about, in particular, Nazi Germany, it's not like every single German who got wrapped up in the Nazi thing actually believed all that stuff. They just were going along.
Right.
And they're like, well, we'll look the other way. Or we'll go along to get along. It's not going to be my neck that I'm going to stick out first. And I think that is the people that are willing to just like, don't rock the boat. We were talking about yesterday, be reasonable and all this stuff. Y'all are usually the ones that are just ballast support systems for these sociopaths and psychopaths that are running the show.
Yeah.
And I often don't want to assume somebody's evil. But when you see what's going on in the world, it's very plain as day that there are some literal demons out there. Yeah, it's an amazing line I heard the other day, where it's a controversial figure of the Catholic Church. It's a guy who's an exorcist, and he claimed that the exorcisms that you see in movies, like
in The Exorcist,
like in The Exorcist, like, the turning the head around and the throwing up and the weird walking in the wall. He goes, you would see vomit and things in some of these possessions, but that was actually a sign of the person trying to fight back against the possession. He said the freakiest possessions, if you're going to believe any of this, is that person who is fully possessed. They're not showing it.
Right.
They know exactly what they are. They're fully taken over, and they're cool as the other side of the pillow about it. But you watch out for those people. They're very real. And I think, sadly, a lot of them are in positions of power because positions of power tend to attract people like that.
There's no doubt. And when you see things like Well, just right now, we've all, and Brian talked about it a lot, people have kind of lost their way away from God. My generation is guilty of that as anybody. I was brought up in the church, but in my early 20s, even before that, I fell away from the church. And again, I thought I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I don't need that in my life. But look at my generation. We are a lost generation when it comes to religion. Yeah. And so many of us, and I feel it all the time, where you just feel lost. I don't feel like I've got meaning.
Yeah. Well, and I think there are a lot of people who have, rightfully so, go, that particular building I was going to, with that particular group of folks, I ain't going back. I can get that.
Oh, I totally get that.
But don't abandon it altogether. Because as much as you might want to be Dr. Fauci, it's just my own personal sense of ethics. You might be all right in that regard, but probably not. Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how you doing?
What's happening, Duke?
I'm always going to have my faith, regardless.
Good.
But almost got evil yesterday, though. Oh, Lord have mercy. This devil creeping in front of me on the damn cell phone and in my way. It does something to me right there. Why would they quit it? But I'm going to get evil one day with somebody. I'll get shot one.
But Duke, this time of year,
thinking about
you need to have this time of year. Shouldn't you just have a little bit more patience than normal? It's a Christmas spirit.
I got a bunch of that. I'm doing the best I can, but this woman was probably driving approximately 15 miles an hour, dude.
Oh yeah.
Then I pulled up beside her. She had the damn signal light on, like she was gonna move over in the slow lane. Okay, she never moved over.
Yep.
And I pulled beside her. She got the cell phone in the damn air. She looked at it. Right out there.
I see him every day like that, Duke. Drives me insane.
But I got a question here for you guys. Since y'all so smart and everything, especially Mr. George and everything. What if everybody decided to follow Trump? If Trump said today or tomorrow that he's going to join the independent party, okay? You think most people on both sides would join him? Or how would it look to the people in the parties now if he leave and go that way?
I think a lot of people would follow him. Yeah.
I think so. I think it's not the party, it's the Trump himself.
There's a moment last night with this big event that's going on where Tucker Carlson was asked point blank.
Oh, yeah.
If he chooses Nikki Haley, if Trump chooses Nikki Haley as his VP, hey, Tucker, will you vote for that? And Tucker said, hell no.
Nope. Yep.
And there are a lot of people that do not like each other on the right. And are willing and are very much thinking that the Republican Party is corrupt as sin.
But if this cat did something like that, where he got everybody following him, got y'all following him like that, fire pipe and everything, like fire pipe. But will he destroy the other two parties by doing that in a way?
No, but I think he would bring to the attention of the need for a third party, because the two-party system we have now might have been good 200 years ago, but it ain't worth a crap right now.
I mean, they won't have the power they got now, would they?
It depends on how big, because the last person who did this with a big personality was Teddy Roosevelt, I guess, with the Bull Moose. And there's Ross Perot, but Roosevelt was the guy who was a president, who was a Republican technically, though a big progressive, and he tried to do his own thing a little late in life, and it didn't work out as well. But it's suspected he helped get Woodrow Wilson elected by doing that.
Well, the Tea Party had some great traction, but they got absorbed.
I think Trump from Queen could pull it off, though. Donnie from Queen. I like the Donnie from Queen.
Donnie from Queen.
I think he can pull it off, though.
He's a charmer.
Yeah.
Because the way I seen him people don't go to church anymore. They praise him every Sunday. So, I'm just wondering.
I don't know about all that.
Could he do it? I think he could do it now. I'm just standing back looking at this right here.
See, but
he might.
Duke, you often focus on the people that follow Trump. Like, what did you just say, that we're following a Pied Piper? It's like, I just let that slip by. Just shake it off. I'm just all
right, Taylor.
Brush it off my shoulders. All right, but there's also the folks who see him and are just like,
Trump derangement syndrome.
And here's an instance.
Trump just arrived at the UFC 296.
Oh, look at that pig.
Because he loves Colby Covington.
Who's that college grad? Who's that dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, continue on.
And Leon Edwards, I hope, is going to smash his face in. because I can't stand Colby Covington and I can't stand Donald Trump. And the one thing I hate about the UFC is that he ruins it every time he shows up. I mean, come on, Dana White, you got to do better. Really? Really?
It's good to know Rosie O'Donnell's still alive.
I wait for the Dana White video because he's this kind of guy that will call her and video it and say, let me tell you a few things there, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I've been hearing a lot of brothers talking about they're going to support Trump and all that.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
My man.
Yeah, and I've been thinking a little bit. I said, this man have told the judge that he wasn't good enough, didn't look good enough for him and all of that, and then he said he's gonna sell his mug shots and everything with his fancy suit on and everything. I said, hell, can I get in there? And this marketing thing. If he goes as an independent, can I join the team and get some of this money? I mean, I was thinking about this kind of thing. My mind be everywhere sometimes.
Well, let me ask you this, Duke. Can you tell me? And if you can't, that's fine. I understand. But could you tell me, since Biden has been in the White House, can you give me maybe 3 positives that have come into your life because Biden's been in the White House?
You know, so I'm not talking about neither one of these sorry ass parties anymore. I don't like that. That's what the stuff they're doing. Okay.
Okay. So we got one. What you got?
What is the one up?
You got 3. You got 1, right?
I don't like neither side. Biden hasn't done anything.
See,
satisfied me.
Then you're open to a third party too, then, right?
I've been telling you that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was independent when I first called this show, but I voted Democratic because they offer more than the Republican side, talking about the damn wall all the time. Okay? I want to hear somebody run that lead the wall, talk off the table, and talk about other things they're going to do.
But right now, with illegal immigration being a huge issue, you don't think politicians are going to talk about that every time?
Before Trump got in their office, you hear nobody saying nothing about the damn wall. Too much. They talk about
actually, I think there was a good bit of grumbling about it. That's why people were hoping Trump would do something about it.
Huh?
I think there was a good bit of grumbling about it. That's why one of the reasons
I
I think he took that on.
But the people running for office now, every time they get on, put a microphone in front of their face, they hollering about the damn wall. They ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm not saying they're going to do anything, but I will say that's one of the key issues they got to talk about.
Every once in a while, though. Don't come tell me the same lie about.
Why, you want them to lie about something else? You want more than one lie?
Yeah. Give me more than one lie. Hell, you come up with more than one lie.
You're giving them too much credit, Duke. they that imaginative, man.
I mean, Democrats say you're a good lie and all that, but the Republicans, all they're going to tell you that what they're going to replace the Obamacare and hasn't done it yet.
Oh, they'll never replace it.
Well, but Duke, you're talking about Trump trying to reach out. Listen to this. This is a big announcement the other day.
This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. My last 2 Trump digital trading card collections sold out in just hours.
Wait for it.
Now I'm back with my latest series called the Mugshot Edition. Where do you think that came from? The Mugshot Edition. 47 all-new stunning cards, and here's the best part. I'm doing 2 important things for my Trump collectors. For the first time, we're creating a real physical Trump card. Purchase 47 digital cards, and we'll mail you a beautiful trading card. It is an authentic piece of the suit I wore when I took that now famous mugshot, and it was a great suit, believe me, a really good suit. It's all cut up, and you're going to get a piece of it. I'll be autographing some of them.
You know what I'm talking about? You get some of this money. So you got some idiots out there that are going to, you got people that paying them $5 million for baseball. Somebody, put their hand on or spit it on a couple times. I almost touched again. Yes, I would love to get in on this right here.
Well, I think what you need to do is probably buy one of those cards so you see what it looks like.
I ain't buying it. No.
And then you're going to have to reverse engineer it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I want to do it legally. I want to be on Trump team some kind of way and handle this part right here.
You got the wrong attitude.
That give me $1 million for one of those things.
Duke, it's too late. You might as well give in. You rub the box and the genie came out, and I'm the genie. And
hey, Donna. Hey, Donna, can me and you talk later on?
Yeah, later. I got to run, dude. Appreciate it, man.
All right. See you, Duke.
272-9228. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that the other day.
Man.
They're literally selling, if you buy all 47, you'll get a piece of the suit.
Marketing, baby.
Yeah.
You know what it is? They saw how Auburn did those acorns from the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you know what? We can do that with this suit. How small can we cut this suit up?
We got to hit a break here. But first, as part of the program, you heard Red Top mention them earlier. Brought to you by XI Repair.
Oh, good folks, Joey.
And they're at XI Repair, Jonathan Strange and his team, ready to help you. Maybe you need data transfers. Maybe it's just audio, music stuff like Red Top's doing. Could be old photos that you want to get into digital formatting, or make sure all that stuff's backed up. Maybe you accidentally deleted something. They can recover that.
They can recover
data.
that.
Maybe somebody deleted something on purpose, tried not to be incriminated, and, well, they can recover that too as well, especially if it's that stupid soon-to-be ex-husband of yours.
Or maybe you have someone in your life and you're tired of looking at their phone and the broken screen and the glass splinters are getting in their fingers.
They can fix the cracked screens. They can fix the dirty ports. They can fix the batteries that don't hold a charge. They can fix it if you drop it in the toilet or the pool or the lake.
I've seen them fix when they got shot.
Right.
Come
on. Can really do it all. And they have amazing Christmas deals right now this week. Some incredible bundles. So check out XI Repair today. You can always go to xirepair.com or give them a call at 777-1234. Again, that's XI Repair. Great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon. Be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie sent you. More News and Views after this. I think I'm going to read the damn thing already.
Excellent.
When we come back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm here with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall. Dot, the place is looking festive.
Yes, Christmas is definitely here.
I can see lots of things around here that would be great for Christmas.
The booths are stocked with everything you need for the Christmas season. And you know we enjoy your visits to see us and helping us keep up all those old good traditions and maybe starting a few new ones. But we love seeing each and every one of you.
What if somebody's looking for a special gift?
We've got the china, of course, and the crystals and the furniture, and we have the vinyl records and silver plate and jewelry and whatever else you think you want.
All right, Dot, give us those hours of operation.
Monday through Friday is 10 until 6. Saturday is 9 until 6. And Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard. And for Miss Dot and Mr. Gary and the McDaniel family, they wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for shopping Eastbrook.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, owner of Smart Skin Med Spa and Salon. Are you looking for that perfect holiday gift? Get that special someone a gift certificate to use on the services they love. Smart Skin Med Spa and Salon, the only salon, med spa, and day spa located in the heart of downtown Prattville.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
So why are they doing this? Because they don't consider you human, that's why. It's that simple. You would never treat a fellow human being the way they are treating you. And the last thing I'll say, which I've been thinking about a lot, and this is kind of inchoate, so pardon me if I don't explain it correctly, but I do think we're looking at a very different worldview from the one that we assumed we were looking at. This is not a Western worldview. The goal is to overthrow Western civilization. What is Western civilization? Anyone Wikipedia that recently? It's Christian civilization. That's what it is. And by the way, if I can just say, as a nod to my fairly ecumenical beliefs, you don't have to be a Christian to live in that civilization, to love it, to uphold it, to benefit from it. But we should not lie about where the civilization comes from, because it's based on the precepts of a very specific religion. That's called Christianity.
Joey Clark.
Well said by Tucker Carlson there. Well said.
100%.
That was last night, I believe. Now, do you ever think you truly get what you deserve, Eddie?
Sometimes I know I do.
Yeah, but like truly what you deserve.
Sometimes I know I do.
Oh, really? Oh.
I'll give you an example, and I'm not scared to say it. A friend of mine does really well at casino. Really well, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I'm going to give you $500 that I probably shouldn't give you to go make some money.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I lost that 550 more. Because for what I needed to do, gambling wasn't the way to get there. So I deserved to lose because I knew better.
Right.
I knew way better.
Right. But you got to be careful with saying everybody should get what they deserve. Nothing but justice.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Well, there's a great line from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Mm-hmm. Use every man after his desert, and who should scape whipping? Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. If men received only what they collectively deserved, they would receive neither honor nor dignity in return. Salvation is a personal, not collective, affair. Both St. Paul and the thief on the cross are thought to have entered the kingdom of heaven, though their time and works on earth were remarkably unequal. Paul, once Saul, was a man of two lives, one of the most preeminent men of the apostolic age, and responsible for at least 2 millennia's worth of words and letters. Yet the thief on the cross was rewarded only for these 35 words. Quote, "Don't you fear God even when you have been sentenced to die? We deserve to die for our crimes, but this man hasn't done anything wrong. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Very rarely are men able and worthy enough to confess they deserve the worst for their crimes, especially after bearing witness to the most innocent, good, and true getting punished by the mob's undignified and dishonorable justice. Most men know they deserve a beating, if not a cross to die on, but they usually don't admit it. They suspect some other guy probably deserves it more, and that he should go first. Individually, some men are certainly worse than others, and can't see one another as equals in their own eyes. They are forever wrestling, assessing, contesting, and besting one another for standing, worth, and rank. Some men rise through sheer ability and individual merit, while others play the game with violence, lies, and other tricks. Some men play their games with a wit and a smile, while others promote the popular conceit that all men are equal, but some are more equal than others in their collective need. They believe that some, by guilt of the group, are oppressors, while the oppressed, by boon of their being oppressed, should be hailed as the new elite. Yes, I'm talking about the woke DEI regime. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are just the latest terms for the well-worn millenarian hope in a new kingdom to come, though as far as I can tell, intersectional paradise looks like some circle of hell. Nonetheless, social justice, with all its racial reckonings, gender queerings, climatological eschatology, and collective identity oppression games, aims to eventually upend the old bigoted and benighted order until finally the last shall be first and the first last. Yet DEI treats honor and dignity not as a personal mercy to be offered man to man, nor as a gift of grace from God, but as a group entitlement, a claim on the lives of others to be wielded like a bloody axe, hewing through every branch and root of society. DEI demands the unearned, rewarding its acolytes a resentful license to carry out collective punishment and unequal treatment in the name of equal justice. DEI does not allow for individual freedom. It does not allow for man's reason, nor his divine spark that spurs him to transcend his unequal state and embrace his fate. Instead, DEI shackles men to a history they did not live, an identity they did not choose. It makes men's salvation a function of collectivized political power. Even former DEI administrators are starting to get wise to the strange cult of the woke in their midst. We played this clip for you yesterday, folks. Quote, Tabia Lee. You can look at everything in American history and in American society and understand the different contributions that have been made through a lens of resilience, through a lens of human dignity and human agency, Lee recently told Glenn Lowry. It doesn't have to be through victims and oppressors. Again, men are never equal in their own eyes. This is especially true when men are measured and weighed in collectivized political terms. It is one thing to indict a man for his own sins, but to punish a man for the sins of the group when he has done nothing wrong, to conscript a man as an oppressor or a victim when he has earned neither description, is to court cataclysm and catastrophe. Only an unequal and resentful creature such as man could conjure up visions of the apocalypse and look forward to it, just so he can see his lessers burn in hellfire alongside him. Men are only ever equal in the eyes of God, else they dream of disaster as deliverance. At best, men can first admit they are not God, and then while looking to heaven, treat their inequality at last as an invitation to offer their own honor and dignity, though none may deserve it. If you want to read that for yourself, it's in the opinion section of 1819news.com. Search Joey Clark, 1819 News. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. We've got a chilly day ahead of us and a couple of cold nights, but temperatures will moderate later in the week. Today, sunshine, breezy, cold, raw for December. High temperature barely up to about 50. That breeze will make it seem colder. Clear skies, cold tonight, low in the upper 20s. Still way below normal tomorrow with a high around 55. More sunshine on Wednesday. Upper 20s again on Wednesday night. I think we'll be near 60 Thursday. Lower 60s on Friday with more sun. And the risk of showers will start to creep back into the forecast over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you?
I saw something very interesting on television this morning, and it was mostly focused on the Catholic Church, and it was making all these predictions with a lot of historical input from Notre Dame to this Fatima that does all these prophecies from some years back that the Catholics put a lot of faith into, and then there was another Catholic scholar, and then they even talked about Martin Luther. But what they were all saying in these predictions from these people was that the Catholic Church was going to end and the world was going to end. And they were talking about how the family would dissolve and faith and all that. I mean, in this commentator said it's sounding just like, you know, the revelation in the world coming to an end, except from the aspect of view of the mostly Catholic-related situations in history. But it was interesting how they were paralleling all these things that are predicted in Revelation from different sources, as I say, such as Notre Dame. But as I say, it was, you know, it's quite interesting. And as we can see now, the church is becoming more liberal, especially as it relates to same-sex marriage and other matters. But like I say, it's very interesting. I enjoyed the thought processes it invoked.
Yeah, and where was this again?
Well, it was one. It was. I didn't pay any attention to where it was coming from. It's one of these like history. I'm going to say it was a history channel, but it was just giving some history, focusing on the Catholic Church, and then he predicted the 170 whatever pope would be the last pope. And then one of the predictions was that the pope would be shot and murdered, and that would be the last pope. It was really, it was amazing coming from different people coming up with the same conclusion. I thought it was, I'd never seen that before. It was fascinating. I mean, I'd seen things about Notre Dame over the years, but not focused specifically on the demise of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll never know the exact date and time, but the world's always ending. And I'm not saying that glibly. There's an old Greek philosopher
said, you're not, exactly.
Yeah, there's an old, I think it's Epicurus, said it's not that I will die, it's the world will end. And I think people see it in their own life cycle, they see it in institutions. And I mean, God forbid, you see these stories about people worshiping artificial intelligence. They're trying to create it. That could be something that's not just world changing, but world ending, at least the world as we know it. So
right.
We're going through something.
Yeah. And another kind of relevant point that I've noticed, this very famous pastor has written this book on describing the rapture and points of the rapture, and it's on the best-selling list. People are, they're interested in that now. Amazingly, probably more than I would have thought, make it best-selling. But I think those things are piquing people's interest now, because, I mean, look, just so much is declining, and I saw a great sticker the other day on a car. It said, "Don't look for the return of normal, look for the return of Jesus." So, I don't think normal will ever be back anymore. What we once knew is normal.
Well,
it'll be the new normal.
Right.
I appreciate it, Bob. I really do.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Thank you.
Hey, and Eddie.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Thank you, Joey. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, I want
Happy
to do
Chanukah.
something.
Happy Chanukah.
So what's the whole, why do they celebrate Hanukkah? What's the story there?
I'm not Jewish. I don't know. I got Jews in my family. I can call them up if you want.
Yeah. Just get the whole story. It's something to do with the Second Temple, right?
You're asking, look, dude, we can spin some dreidels, light some menorahs. That's my knowledge of the whole Chanukah. I can call Amy if you want.
I mean, 12 days of gifts sounds pretty in celebration.
Well, I know a little bit more than I thought because of Adam Sandler's 12 Crazy Nights. That
movie.
Yeah.
Or have you seen the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. It's actually surprisingly endearing and it's sweet.
I got something better than that. This is way before your time. I saw it as a flashback on Facebook or something the other day. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. That used to be an HBO special that came on. It was real deal puppets. I won't say claymation. It was
Almost
puppet.
like Chuck E. Cheese animatrons?
Before that. But
Okay.
yes. Dude, that was the best. That was better because all the classic snowman, or, what was his name?
Frosty?
Frosty, thank you. All those were older cartoons when I grew up. I mean, I loved them, but they were older.
Rankin Bass stuff.
Yeah. But when Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas came out, and that was probably, I was guessing, early 70s, mid 70s. Dude, that got a lot of us. HBO had it. I bet their
Emmett
subscription rates-
Otter's Jug Band Christmas. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. It's just it's a cute little story of, the family and how they celebrate Christmas. But it was puppets and all that. Yeah. Like Ricky Tikki Tavi. You familiar with that?
The name is kind of...
See, you guys missed out on some great stories. Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Dillon Rings. And there at Dillon Rings, Josh and Leslie Ryder are ready to help you. Again, they're going to be closed the week of Christmas all the way through January the 3rd. But it's well-deserved time off. And if you go check out Dillon Rings' Facebook page or Instagram page, you can see some of the selection that they have available there on sale. And yes, they can give you that custom touch. If you find something you really love, but it's not quite there, it's like 95% of the way there, they can work that out with you. They can add that custom design touch to these great rings and bracelets, necklace, watches, pendants. Maybe you want matching funky fresh medallions for Christmas.
I'm down with that.
And of course, Dillon Rings is a full-service jewelry shop. So cleanings, appraisals, repairs, including watch repairs, they really do it all there at Dillon Rings. So check them out today. You can always go to DillonRings.com. That's DillonRings.com. But I really encourage you to stop by their showroom. 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, a little before Taylor Road. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie over there at Dillon Rings that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. We got to hit a break here.
You really don't know Ricky Tikki Tavi?
I've heard the name. No, I don't really know Ricky Tikki Tavi. Do you know...
I know Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
You ever watch episodes of Nick Arcade?
Sounds familiar. I bet I have.
Or Secrets of the Lost Temple?
Yes.
No,
Ricky
I had
Tikki
some
Tavi.
pretty good entertainment as a child.
Oh,
all right?
no, your animation level was much better than what we grew up with. Ricky Tikki Tavi was a story, just a good family story of a mongoose who had to fight 2 cobras and won.
Mongoose are like that.
Yes, they are.
Thank God they ain't bigger. We'd be in trouble. More News and Views. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back, in the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
It's fall, y'all, at Mama's Produce, and boy, do we have what you need. We have mums of every color. Corn stalks will be in soon, pumpkins. We have fall flowers and fall vegetables. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page, Mama's Produce. We post what we have as soon as it comes in so that you're right there. Check out our gift ideas as well.
Y'all come on down to Mama's, right next to Prattville Farm Center, 1154 South Memorial Drive. Everybody loves Mama's.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Thank you, Kevin Duff, by the way. Yes, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
And apparently, Ricky Tikki Tavi was originally a Rudyard Kipling story. All right. Awaiting a call here from Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. Before we close up shop, of course, after us, we have Happy Hour with Greg Budell. Greg and Rosie and the entire gang, they're getting together. They should be having some fun. Let's very quickly go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Joey, I just wanted to say, last night, I like more YouTube videos, right? And so I turned it on just in time. I caught the SpaceX launch. And, yeah, man, it's wonderful. They do a good job with the presentation and just watching the machine operate. The booster section come back to Earth. Gosh, yeah, it doesn't take long. That's about the way, about 9 to 10 minutes, and it's the satellite in orbit and the booster back on the ground. I love it. But I caught that. I caught Greenland, the volcano. We had an eruption last night. You see any of that? Like 3 miles, 5 kilometers of the Earth just opened up, and they got live streaming. So, but the third thing that really got my attention. There's a $10,000 Toyota truck that's supposed to be coming out, and yeah, and well, the vehicles right now they're highly engineered. They got too many wires, okay, and I was wondering who's going to make the next Volkswagen, and I saw a first volley that I've seen, but I'm just funny the things that excite us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the little things here. I got to run, Sam. Appreciate it, man.
I know, man. Hey, thank y'all.
See you, Sammy.
We got a little bit of time here for David from Prattville Carpet. Hey, David. Good to hear from you, man.
Hey, David.
David, are you there?
Are you there?
I am here. I guess when Ray handed me his phone, he hit the mute button.
That sounds like Ray.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing, David?
Doing good. Been listening to you this afternoon riding around. I just got back in and Ray's on the phone. Would you do the radio ad? I'm like, yeah, just hand me the phone. And then he hands it to me on mute.
But of course.
So, y'all pretty busy here as we get to the end of the year?
Yes, Lord. We try to stay busy. I'm trying to figure out a couple of showers and tub surrounds and all that tile work right now. That's always fun. So much involved, but we do it. We do it all. We do the tile, vinyl plank, wood, whatever you need. We got it.
So
and right now, it's still a great time to buy. We still got 7 more working days, I guess, to the end of the month.
That's right.
Before the park sale ends. You don't have to put it in the next 7 days, but if we order it, you do get those prices.
Yeah, so folks, you get by Prattville Carpet, or just call them at 285-8117. Have them come out and do a free measurement. Again, 285-8117. And when you call that number, be sure to tell them you heard David here on News and Views with Joey and Eddie.
Yeah, I'll be sure to.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate you, David.
Hey, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Eddie.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, goodness.
It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's is cooking up collard greens. You don't even know that song?
You didn't even give me a chance. You just
that
assumed.
look you gave me of what is this?
No, I was more like, why are you? Why is this mayonnaise face singing the
Run
hip
DMC,
hop?
baby. Power to the people.
Okay, Flavor Flav. You're gonna start citing Public Enemy stuff now? Like, hey, happy! Shut up! Happy Hour with Craig Buell. He's next.